That's never coming out. Yeah, wasn't there supposed to be like that Charlize Theron sequel as well? And We Are Alive.
Oh, Atomic Blonde 2. Wasn't she supposed to do a sequel to that?
Maybe no.
It's in the works.
I swear.
I'm talking about the one where she dies and comes back to life. The new guard, old guard.
I haven't watched
Spoilers,
it. So
I guess.
Spoilers.
Yeah, spoilers. It's the premise of the movie.
You know, I'm gonna watch it for Henry Melling, Dudley himself. He was in like every Netflix project last year.
Yeah, he was a horrible villain in that movie.
He was great in the Tom Holland movie.
Cherry?
The Devil All the Time.
Devil All the Time.
I still haven't seen that.
You gotta watch that, Evan. You actually like it.
Is there a picture of his asshole in the movie? Hey-o!
Will I ever watch Cherry?
Yeah,
I have yet to.
I keep wanting to, but I'm like, it's 2 hours?
I'm in the chaos.
It's 2 hours and 30 minutes.
30 minutes? Oh, no.
You know, I bet I'll still like it more than Chaos Walk. I'll be more invested because it's so goofy.
That's still in theaters. I have spring break now. I have time to go.
Shot in Cincinnati or Cleveland, Evan. Wherever.
Mr. Stuckmanville.
Nice.
What's going on? Welcome to My Cup of Tea, episode number 32, I think. That's not the
We
main
ignore
topic.
audience for a minute because
We ignore audience for 15 minutes because we're in the room and then we wait another 15 minutes. So that being said, joining us we have Carson.
Nice.
I thought you were gonna cut to Evan.
Nope, you came in first.
Is that how it works?
Feels good to be number one today.
Setup.
I feel like Chris Evans, and Evan, you're the fake Captain America today.
Wow.
Number 2. No, I don't know. Yeah, we're back. It feels like we were just on the air because we were.
This is great.
Godzilla South 30 is killing people. We don't know why. Go watch our stream.
Anyways, there's actually a lot of movie news and different topics. Yes. Another pretty good Falcon Winter Soldier episode. I think I like the pilot a little better, but this was still really good. Got a sense of where things are going. Erin Kellyman doing wonders as usual. I'm great to see her in the spotlight because we haven't seen her since Solo, really, and she's gonna be in Falcon Winter Soldier every episode from now on, and she's gonna be in the Willow show on Disney Plus.
That's
so
right.
Never seen Willow.
Me either.
You know what? I haven't either. Let's do a Willow commentary. We got
everything's a commentary, but like honestly,
I know.
I want to see Warwick Davis.
Yes,
I want to see
Willow
Val Kilmer.
so bad.
Honestly, like any Val Kilmer project in his prime.
Anyways, my intro's over. I found 7 different topics in the span of my intro.
Well, don't worry, because Evan's here.
Hello. Doing great. Having a great Friday so far. Excited for spring break. We got a lot of movie news to discuss today. Suicide Squad trailer, super fun. Falcon Winter Soldier, pretty good. And then tons of other movie news to discuss. But yeah, let's get it going.
All right. So Venom was pushed back. That's not where we're starting with. No, I think it'd actually be best if we just go ahead and discuss this Suicide Squad trailer.
Yes.
Okay, are we doing trailer and then Falcon?
Trailer and Falcon, I think.
Okay.
So yeah, it's a fun trailer.
Fun trailer. Yeah, I really liked it. Some people said they didn't really like the style of the trailer, but it felt very James Gunn-esque. Mm-hmm. I just created a word there. It felt very James Gunn-esque, very fun. They have like the great, like I don't know the word for it, music playing in the background. Song playing in the background there was nice. A lot of surprises. I mean, not really. Like in the behind the scenes from the DC fandom, we saw a lot of actors with stars on their faces, and people are like,
"Oh, I forgot about that."
Starro? Is Starro going to be in this movie? And it turns out he is. I guess it is.
I believe Starro was the first villain that the Justice League fought in their first comic crossover.
Ooh, I did not know that. Interesting.
Yeah, like the famous cover.
But yeah, Starro is an intergalactic, star being, starfish being that can regenerate, can absorb attacks, and most importantly, it can do mind control, which I think is going to be the premise for this movie in terms of mind controlling other Suicide Squad members or wherever they're trying to go. I think the premise, at least from James Gunn at DC fandom, awesome. Yeah. The audio listeners.
And everybody.
Is that Flash on him?
Flash, Martian Manhunter, Green Lantern, Aquaman,
Awesome.
Wonder Woman.
Yeah. I think the premise that James said, like, this is going to be a wacky adventure, but it's going to still be more contained than the first Suicide Squad. Where this one's going to be, okay, they're going to a separate country. I forget the Corto Maltese, Corto something.
Something, yeah.
I really butchered that name. It's a famous city.
Isla del Nublar, yeah.
Yeah. But anyway.
It's not Jurassic Park.
But yeah, they're going to a foreign country, trying like a heist mission or whatever, and then Starro comes in, which seems wacky, but honestly, it seems even more fun and more better than like the whole crazy googly monster they had in the first Suicide Squad. I have no idea what they were doing.
Pulling John Schnapp.
Yeah, this one looks like a lot of fun. I had a blast watching it.
Yeah, I had a blast watching it as well. It wasn't even that it like threw me off, but it did, because I'm like, I don't know, I had it in my head both just watching Snyder Cut and
Snyder vibes, yeah.
Thinking about back to the first original Suicide Squad trailers, the very, dark and dismal, like ominous feel, and then you cut to this, and John Cena's sitting in a metal helmet, and they're making fun of John Cena like right away, and I'm like, okay, this is, and I just kind of I had to recalibrate for a second, and then next thing you know, King Shark's eating a human skull and ripping someone's apart, and I'm like, I'm in. It's as simple as that. And then Starro's going ocean to ocean.
Why?
That's honestly, I expect what to happen. He's gonna walk out of the ocean. Starro better get his own slow motion sequence.
Straight up kaiju in this.
Yeah, he's coming out of the bottom of the ocean from, I don't know, who knows. Anyways, it looks like a ton of fun, and it's so. I can't remember who tweeted it. I think the guy that used to run Trailer Track tweeted. He's like, it feels good for like a studio to be like confident that a movie's like coming out in August. Like, they're like in theaters everywhere August, like it's coming out. Like, this is really the first like campaign that's pretty like assured that it's like coming out on a day, and it's just interesting. Of course, because they have the HBO Max element tied to it, but
yeah, Yeah, I mean, it feels great that a lot of studios in general are feeling confident about their release dates. We're gonna have a whole section coming up about like release date changes and stuff, but it feels good. Movies are actually starting to roll in and come out, at least starting in like May. At least it seems like we're getting a steady stream of a lot of cool movies coming out.
Honestly, I forgot it was in the HBO Max deal, just because like I feel like August 6th will be in a pretty smooth theater economy.
Post Black Widow, post Fast and Furious. Post.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of the
Shang-Chi. Top Gun. Yes. So that's going to be fun. But also, I was very curious. The HBO Max movies have been the ones the highest opening weekends of any movie so far in 2020. With Tom and Jerry especially was the highest opening weekend.
Yeah, we'll talk about it too, because Raya is now on.
All my coworkers, I'm like,
it's on pace it's outpacing Croods 2 right now.
Yeah,
it just passed that threshold of like that it's starting to outpace it. So
still behind it money wise, but
right, but like at the same time where Croods was at the
exactly.
Same, yeah. So it'd be interesting to see like
every time
word of mouth.
Every time somebody comes in with a Croods ticket, like I know like a lot of people enjoy the film, but I'm just like I'm looking at it, I'm like, you have Raya, and you especially you have Tom and Jerry too. I'm like, it's right there. Raya's right there.
Yeah, go see Raya, everybody.
Yeah,
Cinema.
Still my number one movie of the year.
My favorite critic quote for some trailer was, "It's cinema at its mightiest and holiest," or something else.
Wow,
I was like, hell yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing. But I still don't know the character that Michael Rooker is playing in this movie. Right? He had the blonde hair. They eject him at the end of the trailer. It seemed like they might be having to save him in this movie. Is he like the?
He looked like in a different prison. He looked like he was in like
different prison. I think. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Maybe on.
He's totally dead, island. Right? Like
100%.
Yeah.
Do you guys think Peacemaker will survive? He has his own TV show coming out next year.
I think so. I think if I were to say who survives, it's probably going to be Peacemaker, Bloodsport,
Harley,
Harley, and
you think Bloodsport's going to survive?
I think so. It's interesting.
I don't know. It is, but hey, they killed off Michael B. Jordan in Black Panther. I don't know anymore.
Yeah, but that was for service of the story. We're just gonna blow up ahead. Like.
If he doesn't survive, he'll be like the main death that will like affect them the most.
That's what I feel like too. Like I feel like the characters that you get the most emotionally connected to have to die in a sense, like to give I don't know some.
There's even a line in the trailer, right? Of like you're the leader, you're supposed to like, or it's John Cena poking fun.
Exactly. I think in essence, you're always going to have Rick Flag. I think Rick Flag's perfectly protected. He has a plot protection because he's always going to be that main straight guy who can't really do much, but he's like the leader. While you have like Bloodshot or Bloodsport being like the guy who shot Superman or whatever. So he's expendable.
We also got Sean Gunn's Weasel guys.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think Weasel and King Shark are so wacky that they're probably going to stick around.
Yeah.
All right, here's the deal. Here's the deal. Who now that we know that Stallone is voicing King Shark and mocapping him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who's Taika?
Who is Taika going to voice?
Yeah,
now that's off the table.
I didn't know James was going to keep this a secret. I was shocked.
Star was going to start talking. It's Taika.
Does Star talk? I was actually
know.
Curious. Like,
I'm not sure. Maybe.
Maybe it could be like a thing when like the different like mind control people that Star has taken over when they speak. It's Taika.
Like a different voice.
Like a unison voice or something.
That sounds funny. It's possible. Yeah, I have no idea because I think all the characters are already kind of taken, right? From all the character posters and everything. I don't know what other character it could be.
He's a lantern.
No lantern. No Krypton.
Taika, do you guys remember that Taika is the best friend in Ryan Reynolds' Green Lantern movie?
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's so weird going back.
Oh man.
Now we're together in Free Guy.
Good old Free Guy, August 6th or something.
That promo was hilarious. They just
was really good.
The old promo of like, yeah, we're so confident in our release date. Watch Free Guy in August 9th. Whatever it was.
That's so good.
Yeah, I'm super excited for this movie. It looks already from the trailer. I'm sorry, it just looks better than David Ayer's OG Suicide Squad.
We need the Ayer cut to make the.
Do we though?
Yes, we do. Artist freedom.
I'd be lying to myself if back in the day, like, okay, how old was I in, high school, in watching that first. Well, actually, I guess it would have been the Comic-Con 2016. Like about the main trailer that came out with the Queen song playing in the background.
Mm-hmm.
That trailer is so good.
It's awesome.
That like at that point in the summer, I was like, summer movie season was just kicking off. I'm like, no, nothing else is gonna beat this. Like I'm like,
yeah.
I remember. I think it was 2015. They actually like showed footage at Comic-Con.
Yeah,
they're like, this for the fans, but someone leaked it, and they're like, fine. Like.
Yeah, David Ayer was pissed. Yeah,
oh, he's so mad because it was like big Joker reveal and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, at the very end.
Yeah,
and it's funny because they recycled the same Twitter account for the Suicide Squad for the old Suicide Squad. So I saw someone quote the 2015 trailer of that, and they're like, "Looks great, guys," and it just says the Suicide Squad August 9th with the profile picture because it's the same account.
Yeah,
I just thought that's pretty funny.
I love that. I love when things like they do that with Sony. Like they'll just be like, "Oh yes, coming Spider-Man 4 2011." Like.
I wonder if they asked David Ayer for the password for the account. Like, give us the password. We won't make your cut, but give us the password for this Twitter account.
James is just chilling like.
Oh man.
Yeah, it was fun, man. I really like the different stuff. I always like have to like restructure it back into like the feel of Harley. I think because I always like forget like her tone. It feels like she has like It feels like it's a reset every time she's in a new movie, and then you just like get back into the flow there.
It totally does. It seems like a reset, but I could see like, speaking of Harley, though, I want to ask you guys like, there were the comments earlier in the summer about her, Margot Robbie, and James having a great working relationship after Suicide Squad. So do you guys think? I asked this last time, but like, what do you guys think about if she could do more movies with the Birds of Prey director? I forget her name right now. Kathy Ann. Or James, like I don't know. It seems like she would both, maybe. I mean, I feel like
give me an indie project with either of them. Give me a James Gunn like
give me Margot in the MC
$20 million horror movie, or give me a $30 million Kathy Ann drama with Margot Robbie is the star.
Is Kathy Ann? Is she the one doing another Pirates movie, or that's somebody else? Or what's Kathy Ann doing? I thought she had a new.
She's directing an episode.
Some kind of vampire
Succession.
movie. Who's doing a vampire movie? I thought that was Kathy Ann or somebody.
Well, Margot's about to do a Pirates movie.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of the Birds of Prey writer. She's working.
Oh,
with.
that's right.
Christina Hodson, I think. Margot is
she's
close with her.
What is she supposed to be doing? Writer? No, what am I looking?
Christina Hodson, isn't she doing a Transformers movie? Maybe
either Transformers or what was the other?
No, she already wrote Bumblebee. Maybe that's. I'm getting everything all mixed up.
Okay, I'm going to Christina Hodson's IMDb right now.
Thank you.
She's writing. She wrote The Flash. She's writing Batgirl.
Yes, Batgirl. Interesting.
Taking over from.
And then give me look up Kathy Ann for me, because I'm just very curious. Because like you said, like it seems like Harley in each instance seems very different and unique in all these different movies. So I wonder, like,
I think she's the same like base character. It's just like
yeah.
It's just very interesting. And I wonder, like, this already seems like it's going to be a big hit. It just seems like it seems incredible. How fast is WB willing to give James another DC movie? Like, would they give him a Suicide Squad 2 automatically after this? Just like as quickly as they gave.
Isn't this Suicide Squad 2?
The Suicide Squad 2.
Rick Flags back.
Someone said, "I'm so excited for the sequel to The Suicide Squad titled The Suicide Squad."
I feel like James would totally do that.
The Suicide Squad.
Anyways, Kathy Ann doesn't have any on IMDb, at least doesn't have any
interesting
in progress productions.
Okay.
But I know she's doing stuff.
She signed up for a couple.
I think she founded a production company recently after Birds of Prey and is like taking projects onto that.
Cool. But yeah, I'm like, they signed up Wonder Woman 3 like the day after Wonder Woman 1984 came out. So I'm very
good Christmas, man.
I know it was. I'm
7 hours. I filled popcorn.
So I'm very curious to see like if it's the weekend of Suicide Squad and they're like James Gunn doing the Suicide Squad 2. And it's like, oh wow, okay, cool. So you never really know.
Busy though.
He's so busy. He has Guardians 3, the Guardians Christmas special, the Suicide Squad coming out. Like,
he's probably going to oversee the I Am Groot shorts too.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that too. So yeah, that's very fascinating. I'm happy for James. He's a great director.
I thought you were like, I'm not happy, Bob.
I'm not happy, Bob. We run this shop like a clock. Bob.
I gotta get you like a T-shirt or something.
I just watched the Batman the Animated Series episode of the. It's called The Clock King.
I watched that one too.
It's funny because the whole premise is his villain origin story is like he's like this super like over the top OCD guy, and this guy's like tells him to loosen up on the train. Is like, hey, take your coffee break.
Take a 7-minute coffee break
instead of 3, and he goes out to the park or whatever, and then just like it just has the worst day ever and loses the court. He is purposely late to his court case, so he loses a $20 million lawsuit that was against his company, and then 7 years later, he's just like terrorizing Gotham with clocks, and it's just like
what? It's incredible.
You gotta watch it. It's really good.
Man.
Yeah, the Clock King had a good theme to it too. He had a good soundtrack.
I was recently watching one of High Top's videos. He was doing like just like something based on horror, and he did the episode of Batman with Clayface.
Great episode.
Great art.
Body horror stuff, and I was like, oh my god, this is really good.
I'm surprised we haven't. Have we done a Clayface live action?
No.
No.
I don't think we have. Yeah. By the way, guys, at my school, they gave us like a question of the week, right? And all the teachers in the classroom, they answer it. They said, how many live action, or they didn't say live action. They just said, how many Batman movies have there been?
Oh, wait, I want to figure this out right now.
And I asked the class, I was like, class, what do you guys think? Because I'm like, boom, 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 boom.
I'm gonna count these up.
Yeah, let me see what you guys think.
All right, so Adam West 66 Batman movie. 2 from Keaton, Batman Returns, Batman Forever, Batman Robin, Batman Begins, Dark Knight Rises. Or we're saying like films that Batman have appeared in?
Just just Batman centric movies. Like,
so not BVS?
No.
Okay.
So that's 8.
Is that it? 8?
See, I was just like you guys. 8. Guess what they said?
What?
7.
What?
Did they not count Adam?
I think they didn't count Adam.
How dare you?
How can you not count
It's not just the TV show. He had a movie.
Exactly. I was like, I need it because one of my students said 7. I'm like, but see, student,
Wait a second.
There's 8. There's 8 because Adam West came out in 66. It is a feature length movie. So I went to text the principal and be like, hey, yo, you got the question wrong, dog. You got the question wrong. But I didn't want to be that guy, so I'm just like, okay,
No, you be that guy.
I'll take the L. I'll
preserve the memory of Adam West, and you drag out that court case.
But Nathan, it's funny. Me and you had the same thought process. I'm like, okay, 66, because people always forget about that one. That was a thing. He had a TV show.
I'm not being petty and going back to the fucking serials from the 40s.
When did the movie part air? Because there was season 1, right?
The movie came out 1966.
So was it the end of season 1?
Probably somewhere in between.
I'm not sure, but I just knew there's a feature length Adam West movie. I watched
with Joker, Riddler, Catwoman.
I watched it as a kid. He had a TV series, but there was also a movie.
Yeah, for sure there is.
For sure, 1,000%. It could be just be an extension of the TV show.
I really need to watch the animated one that both Adam and.
I heard about that.
Return of the Cape Crusaders.
Mm-hmm. Adam West was in the Batman the Animated Series. Did you watch that episode, Carson?
Oh.
With Adam West, he was like a retired actor.
The Gray Man, that one.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I love when they do stuff like that, like when they got Christopher Reeve on Smallville, stuff like that. That's so good.
Somebody save me!
Michael Keaton and the Flash, it all makes sense.
The 1966 movie is an hour and 45 minutes, so it's well over feature length standards.
Exactly, right?
And it wasn't like a TV movie; it was theatrical.
Theatrical adaptation, and it was released by 20th Century Fox. So 100%.
1966. Yeah,
It hit theaters 2 months after the last episode of season 1 aired from the television series.
Okay.
Yeah. So I was pissed. I was
film includes most members of the original TV cast, with the exception of Lee Merriweather as Catwoman, character previously played by Julie Newmar in 2 episodes of the series' first season.
Is it canon to the show?
That's also a good question.
Back in the 60s, imagine branching off to a movie spinoff.
I remember being a little kid. My dad gave me VHSs of that movie and some of the.
You know what? I don't think I've watched the movie. I've seen a bunch of episodes of the show, but I don't think I've ever.
Some days you just can't get rid of a bomb. Classic. That's where it comes from.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well,
shark repellent. He literally used the shark repellent.
I love those little Bruce lines. They're just he's both tired and kind of innocent at the same time. It's just well, here I go.
Yeah.
I remember Batman walks into a bar and he's scouting and they're you want anything? And he's an orange juice or something.
Yeah.
He's drinking orange juice in the middle of the day in a bar. And I'm like, what's happening?
But then you think about his sleep schedule and you're like, wait, okay, this lines up.
This man always fights during the day. What are you talking about? This Adam West Batman is always in broad daylight. They're running down the street with the fake backdrop.
That's right.
That's so
a classic,
yeah, the little. I know the gif.
Sideways, but they're just forward.
Amazing.
So wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, what we're talking about, Suicide Squad?
Yeah, let's dive into Falcon and
Batman was in the first Suicide Squad.
He was. Yeah.
He was the end credit scene too. That was the Justice League setup.
Oh yeah, you're right. That is weird.
Amanda Waller.
Man.
In hindsight, though, did Bruce actually Bruce didn't need Waller's help, especially in the Snyder
Not
cut.
at all.
They just have
in
the
Justice
files.
League 2, he's gonna need every day.
Harley's dead in Nightmare.
What was he even asking Amanda Waller about? What was he saying?
He got files on Flash and Aquaman and stuff.
Yeah, from Amanda Waller.
Physical files instead
of
just the recordings. Yeah.
I mean, I guess that.
I always figured one woman just gave him the recording. That's how he knew everybody.
Yeah, well, he already copied everything, so he had it. But yeah.
Interesting. Wow. Okay. I love those connections.
Right.
Let's dive into some Marvel, though.
Yeah, let's
some other Marvel.
Some pretty spectacular TV right now. The Falcon and Winter Soldier premiered. Its second episode, Star-Spangled Man. It hurts so bad. But I was this is not Cap.
Yeah.
But then
is John Walker a better Captain? I'm kidding.
But speaking of, though,
show's over.
That opening scene is great. You get a lot of character right away, and you're like, I simultaneously empathize and hate this guy.
Yes, I agree. I was just like, this man is just trying to do his job. But then, like, by the end, you're just like, how dare you? Dude, when they
stood where he stood.
Literally. It's literally like that. That's Bucky's whole mentality. He's like, and it's really interesting, too, because, like, you know, you get, like, the pep talk. Like, he's just in his old high school gym and stuff, about to run out. And then he goes out there, and he's on Good Morning America. Like, he says that, and I'm like, Disney owns that actual show, and then he's on that, and I'm like, oh my god.
It all makes sense.
But yeah, and then they start asking him the questions, stuff, interviewing him, and then they start breaking down his like his merits and stuff, and then like they show him training with the Shield, and I was like, wow, I hate how good you are at this. This is
right.
It just feels wrong.
But and you think of that shot in the trailer of Sam like falling out or like getting kind of knocked back at first from training with the Shield, and you're like, damn it, Sam.
Also, just on top of it, I don't like his costume, and I think that's maybe purposeful. It's just like,
yeah, I think it is too.
Like, it seems like a very basic version of Captain America's outfit.
Yeah, it's not just that his ears are out, which is not.
It bugs me though. It looks like.
Yeah, there's that. I don't like that. There's a star on his head instead of the A. Like that, the star itself just looks odd. It's off to the side. He just has like a couple red stripes. There's already toys of him that he's signing. I'm like, this is
very quick. I'm like, god dang, yeah.
But then at the same time, like, I found it interesting when he was bringing up how he was just like being like this paparazzi poster boy, and I was thinking back, wow, Steve started out that way too, like the exact same.
Oh wow, you're right. Yeah.
And his friend is like, this is the job. Like that whole line of like
Lamar Hopkins.
Especially in a time of like relative peace, even though it's Marvel, the world.
Still those war bonds.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like that's what there has to be, that symbol of just like going around those press tours of like, just crazy. So that was really interesting to like start off the episode. I was surprised they dedicated that much time, but I'm glad they did.
I was happy. I was happy they did too, because you end last week saying like, okay, this guy's going to be an a-hole, trying to be Captain America, but they give him a lot of I don't know, I don't want to say complexity, but they just give him a lot of character right off the bat, saying like, I'm just an honest guy. I did good in the military. I don't know if I'm like fitting the bill. Similar to like, I guess Sam, right? Like he doesn't know if he's ready to be Captain America, but at least this time he's actually wearing the suit, unlike Sam.
And it was interesting too, because just like seeing his like more understanding his character, I thought maybe we could go to a place where like maybe there could, because with that truck fight that happens, I was like, maybe you can get to a point where like they actually can fight side by side, but then like John Walker could come to an understanding that like, I am no Captain America, you are Captain America, Sam. But then by the end I was like, never mind.
Ooh, I think we'll get there possibly. I think in the arc of this show, I feel like as we see in this episode, he's a guy trying to fit in, trying to be Captain America. He's trying his best. And I think the creators, I have a quote here, they said like, the creator said, like, you can do everything perfectly, but you still can't be the right guy for the job. And that's the kind of goal they were setting for their interpretation of John Walker in this show, where he is a perfect guy. He got great scores at in the military, 4 Medal of Honors. But he's still not like he's still not Captain America, at least like ideally. Sam is going to be that guy, but like of course in the comic books they said they had to tone him down in terms of like how crazy he gets, because in the comic books U.S. Agent is a very brutal Captain America, so they had to tone him down for this show.
He's got a gun.
he's got a gun, yeah, which is crazy. But I think the arc of this show is going to be how in this episode he seems like a nice guy, a cool guy, but he doesn't have the super soldier serum yet. So I think for one, they'll give him the super soldier serum eventually, maybe from this power broker character. Or maybe
I mean we have the Flag Smashers, they're getting power somewhere.
Yeah, maybe the power broker character gives it to him, or maybe Thunderbolt Ross. We'll see. But I think in his arc of the show, he'll eventually get a little bit crazier. Like towards like the middle act of the show, he'll get like darker and darker and darker. But by the end, I think since we do know he's a good guy, I think by the end when he overcomes his darkness a little bit, he'll be like, Sam, you are officially the Captain America. I think that would be a nice place to end his character, because he's not an evil guy. I think he might be like a major antagonist for the rest of the show, even more so than the Flag Smashers, maybe. But But we'll see. I still don't know how Sam gets his shield eventually. Like all the trailers, he freaking has a shield. So I'm like,
yeah, I wonder
where did he get the shield? That's gonna be very
it's funny because I didn't think the story would start unfolding this way. I thought it was gonna be like,
Yeah.
all right, John Walker, asshole. Our heroes, awesome. But meanwhile, he's just trying to do his job, and Bucky's
Yeah.
just like, let's steal it. Like, Sam's like, we can't do that, man.
I like how it started like that too, because I think that at one point there will be that desperation, maybe episode 3 or 4, where there is a fight between them, and then we'll see like the full evolution of that, and by the end when he eventually does give it up.
But it'll have to be like
I think by episode 4, right?
John Walker would have to have a super soldier serum by that point because Bucky can smash anybody that stands in his way, right? Like it's not even gonna be a contest. Like Bucky,
this man jumped out of a plane.
Yeah, Bucky can kill anybody.
You say that, but also on that truck, like Walker
they
had
the super soldier serum. Oh wait,
Walker was holding his own against him though, against
Well, when he lost
compared
his shield,
to Bucky in Bucky was on the gravel, like and they both got kicked off.
It was like 3-on-1, but I mean, I don't know. I mean, I feel like Walker got his butt kicked equally as much as well.
Also, hey, what a great fight!
Great fight.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I honestly, I love the little moment where like Bucky catches the shield and he just has to like let it go, and he's like, oh.
Yeah, he did not want to do that. He's like, ugh. Yeah. But yeah, fantastic action sequence.
Yeah, and also just the banter between Sam and Bucky is just phenomenal. I'm glad to see him back.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, it went quick because he just shows up and you're like, oh, okay, we're here, we're in the airport, like here we go.
Oh, speaking of the airport scene, I love the big 3. You got
androids, aliens, and wizards.
Which is Android, I guess, Ultron, Alien being Thanos, and then Wizards
the
being
Chari stuff. Yeah,
I guess Loki. Would they classify Loki as a wizard? The government doesn't know.
I mean, they classify Thor and stuff as aliens, but I mean, Loki is throwing some magic. Was there any issue? Is this in accordance to Wanda since it's like 5 months later?
I don't know. But yeah, I'm like, I wonder, like, what do they classify as a wizard? So that's very interesting.
A sorcerer with a hat.
Not a lot of those.
It was like, I read The Hobbit in 1937 when it first came out.
I was like, have you read The Lord of the Rings yet? I don't think he has, right?
Hobbit came out first.
Hobbit came out in 1937.
I think Lord of the Rings was like in the
50s, yeah, post World War II. So I'm like, I'm very curious if you read The Lord of the Rings. Maybe not.
I read The Hobbit in my library.
I've never read The Hobbit.
It's pretty good.
I own it. Yeah, it's good.
It's significantly shorter than the movie.
Oh, really?
As it should be.
They stretched that out to a trilogy. Remember when it was just going to be 2 films?
Oh, good old
those
days.
were the days. Remember when Guillermo del Toro was going to do it?
Yeah.
Did it 2 years of pre-production.
Remember when Ian McKellen cried on set of seeing green screen?
Oh.
What is life, man?
What is life? But so yeah, this was a great fight sequence. Alien Androids Wizards. Oh yeah, we got Aaron's character's name, Carly Morgenthau, which is cool. I love that scene when Bucky goes into the truck and she's just like,
yeah. I saw something that offended me. Not really. It was just like Bucky was walking up and like right next to him was like a container that said "Keep frozen." I was like, "How dare you?"
Oh, pain.
All I know is pain.
Yeah, but let's talk about these villains quickly before we get into the other secret thing that Bucky reveals later.
Yeah.
So interesting motivation, I guess. I don't know. I need more. It was kind of like we needed to like. It was better back then. It's still not enough for me. Like
I feel like it was
better
explained
back then. Like
I think it was explained pretty more simpler and better from the dude in the first episode. It's just like they thought the world was in a much better place during the 5-year gap.
And they kind of say the same thing in this episode, right? Where they're like the world, or at least the the GRC, the Global Repatriation Committee, focus more on the returned more so than
I forgot about
the ones that remained, which I thought was a good line because it kind of seemed like something the U.S. government would do. Is like, oh yeah,
1000%.
People stayed, doesn't matter, but we got to care about everybody that came back. That's more, especially in terms of like income and more about world health.
That's the news headlines. That's
exactly. It's like not about the people, kind of like the leftovers, right? They really don't care about the people that stayed.
And think about it, all the people that's like, financially, all of a sudden, just all this comes into the world, and they're like, oh, we got to help all these people, we got to give them loans, and we got to do this stuff. Meanwhile, other
1,000%.
people,
Yeah.
like we see in episode 1.
Episode. Mm-hmm.
So
With the
that
whole
is an
bank
interesting
process.
point.
So in terms of money, you can see why the government would focus on the people coming back more so than the people being saved. But also to the other end of that, even like not Bucky, but Sam, who came back from the blip, the bank's not even helping him out. It could be a black thing, but it could just be like in terms of they just don't care about people who just come back. So it's very topsy-turvy and very interesting.
Did you guys see that meme photo going around where like Sam was like on top of the plane from the first episode, but like he was like carrying like
carrying like a DoorDash,
Uber Eats?
Yeah.
Like, oh, this poor man. What is going on? Like, what is? I was actually intrigued by it. I was like, what is the pay rate of the Avengers? What the hell is going on? You don't get like normal government benefits? Like,
come on, Tony, give us some. Let him hold $1. Come on.
I'm telling you, Pepper is in a little a tower right now with Morgan, and she's just chilling.
They're in the cabin, man.
Mimosas and.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Happy runs Stark Industries at this point. I don't know.
Yeah, but
Rhodey, that'd be cool. Oh my god, that'd be cool.
That'd be really cool. What else? In the action sequence, it looked like Walker and Battlestar, I put in my notes here, are like a worse version of Sam and Bucky. Yeah, the black guy and the white guy teaming up together. I'm like, this is a horrible lethal weapon.
Yeah, wait, what was the name of the other guy?
Lamar Hopkins. Battlestar is his name.
Battlestar.
I love that Bucky was just like, you're just like a full sidekick. This is just ridiculous.
You're Robin. Get out of here.
I'm getting out of this car.
Battlestar, I think, is a comic book character, though, so they are going from a comic
I love the line in the car when, your Cap's like wingman, whatever. And Sam was like, yeah, it's always that or something.
It's always that last line, like because Walker, like he has good intentions, but then he just says one thing too much.
Yep.
Right. It's kind of that ignorance too. Like we kind of get that too with the big secret in this, which is I was looking into it too. It's like apparently this is part of the comics history, but it was kind of like also shunned out of like creation a little bit after it was like a thing, and people were like, oh, like this is kind of problem that like. So I was reading up. It was just interesting, like
I'll talk about it.
But yeah, definitely like I wanted to get you guys' take on it because basically it makes you realize that like sometimes we're just zoomed into these stories and not getting the full perspective of what's happening, and like the heroics of one thing can really mean the oppression and downfall of a lot of other people.
Yeah.
And so it's so interesting and especially how it created this conflict between Sam and Bucky, which I really liked seeing in this episode because I didn't want them to just like be all buddy, but I mean obviously they're great friends, but like I like the intermix of conflict in between like the funny stuff like with the therapy scene. We got another therapy scene this week. But yeah, like
I hope every week we get there.
This whole reveal was just like it was a lot, man. It was crazy.
So, leading up to that, they get their ass kicked, and they go to Isaiah Bradley's character because they're looking for more information because they apparently run out of leads. And Bucky's like, let me go to my Hydra connections, and one of his Hydra missions led him straight to Isaiah Bradley, who because it's kind of a different backstory here compared to the MCU and to the comic books. MCU, they're saying Isaiah Bradley was a U.S. soldier from the Korean War, which began 1950 to 1953. So he was a war person in the Korean War, and he was tested for the super soldier serum after Cap went into the ice. So Cap went into the ice, and the government wanted to replicate the super soldier serum.
Doesn't it seem like the serum is like officially like working now? Like for so long they wanted to recreate it.
Yeah, but maybe we don't know because maybe as the series goes on, we'll see that the Flag Smashers have a lesser version of the serum, and maybe they might have some side effects that they might not be aware of.
That's fair. Bucky seems to be doing well.
Hydra kind of perfected it. Yeah, Hydra perfected it.
Yeah. Whatever they gave Abomination is just like a travesty.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Side note before we jump, I'm pulling up the article, but I just pulled up Hollywood Reporter and. Yeah. George R.R. Martin signs a massive 5-year overall deal with HBO. It's kind of
I saw that, like an eight picture deal.
Are those all the spinoffs?
All the spinoffs, baby. But let me pull up this article because it was like, it's titled "Falcon and Winter Soldier Uncovers Marvel's Original Sin," and it talks about, the unveiling of this secret. And then like in 2003, Marvel Comics published Truth, Red, White, and Black, a miniseries written by the late Robert Morales and illustrated by Kyle Baker. Within that work, it was revealed that Steve Rogers was not the first or only soldier to undergo Project Rebirth during World War II. The U.S. government experimented on 300 black soldiers in an attempt to recreate the super soldier serum in 1942. What eventually became the super soldier serum was originally intended to call less desirable bloodlines, sterilizing ethnic groups, and the differently abled. The research later became the basis for the Nazis' eugenics experiments. So it's kind of like this whole deal.
Yeah.
That was explored there.
Exactly. Which kind of go back to the historical context where a lot of U.S. Military during World War II tested out gas masks on black soldiers during World War II. They tested out gas masks and gas prevention on, it of course killed a lot of people, black individuals during World War II. But hey, we don't talk about that in our U.S. history courses, do we, people?
Having the teacher, people. Let's go.
Yeah, I could spend a whole day on that.
Yeah.
But the Korean War, though, at least for the MCU, though, it looks like they're going towards the Korean War, not World War II for Isaiah Bradley's character, which makes sense in order for him to still be alive.
Yeah, the age.
So
he's 106, like
exactly right. So he was a soldier during World War II, or at least during the Korean War. By the time of the Korean War, he already had the super soldier serum, it looks like. And apparently he was the only test subject that probably survived. And then afterwards, they just kept him in. He says in prison. I don't know if he exactly means prison. I assume he means like they kept him in a medical facility that acted like a prison because he couldn't leave. Really,
there's more than one type of prison captive.
Exactly.
I
yeah.
sense where you guys just cheering.
So I think,
but yeah.
Locked in some kind of medical facility where they would just continue to do testing on him. That's why he lives like out in the middle of nowhere, so people can continue to find him again.
Yeah. So one more kind of like out of the show kind of detail about it. It's when Disney was purchased Marvel in 2009. The comic that this character was originally introduced and developed in, Truth, went out of print and hasn't been published since. It just got a Marvel Unlimited and Comixology release last year.
Wow.
Elijah Bradley hasn't been mentioned in any Marvel canon since 2012. So it's the first mention of this character in nearly a decade. So it's kind of crazy how it was like
interesting. And now more people know about him more than ever because
TV. It seems like Sam, in the context of the show as well, is also very angry about this. Like there was this whole time.
Yeah, apparently Cap didn't know about it either. Like
only Bucky, I guess. When Bucky was preoccupied, so we get it. But,
I get it. But like Cap came back, and of course he's always looking for some kind of connection, as you see in Winter Soldier and Civil War. And how would he have felt if he realized there were people after him that had a super soldier serum? Probably more so that people died, and Isaiah was just a survivor of people trying to replicate their success there with the Captain America, which is awful and depressing. But I can see why Bucky didn't tell him, but it's also similar to Iron Man's or Bucky's sins or Cap's sins. Cap not telling Iron Man about Bucky killing his parents. It was like everybody hoarding all these secrets. Just tell people. Just tell people. No secrets, please.
It's so smart
tell
to
a friend,
have it
tell
reveal.
A parent.
It's so smart for Adam to reveal now to like have it cause a rift in their friendship. And man, the police scene was like
immediately after.
Like it, just everything in the world. It's just like. Even in a Marvel show, you just get so angry. Like I just get so angry when that happens.
I was surprised they put that in there. I'm like,
I know, I was too. I was like,
okay,
respect for putting that in because that, even like, I love the two instances of last week with the bank, and this week, with the whole cop thing, and also with the whole backstory of this secret guy. I love how that kind of like challenges a lot of the status quo and turns stuff on its head and actually like poses some conflict that's not just like, oh, we're just gonna kind of mention it. Like it's actually like gonna affect their friendship, which I think is really good for a show like this to like kind of actually dive into rather than just like mention it and be kind of performative about it.
Yeah, I think Isaiah Bradley's character is going to return back at a later scene, or probably not next week, but probably towards the end.
Towards the end
of the series, as a good like, this is what he went through. This is why he shouldn't be hiding in the shadows anymore. But yeah, going back to the racist cop situation, I felt like God, that was so wasn't surprising, but yeah, I was surprised that Marvel went out and did that.
Right.
It was really good. Like felt very authentic, felt very real.
Not just the like getting discriminated against, but then also like, oh, it's Falcon, so it's cool now.
Right. Like, and just like,
awful.
Oh, I didn't mean that. Like, just stay right here.
I didn't know you were a famous black guy. Otherwise, I would have. Yeah. Otherwise, someone would have gotten down. So, Jesus Christ. So that was awful. But then Bucky still had to get arrested because he missed a therapist date, which is so weird. It's like first off, we see like Scarlet Witch just driving a Porsche at the end of Scarlet Witch. And then we see Bucky in a police car, like all these superheroes post Endgame, save the world. Now they're just living so menial
in a car on the apartment floor.
Not everyone flies.
What is happening to these Avengers? Jeez, like I should do like a
the world's broken, huh?
Like, article on like these people will save the world, but yeah, one like they and people still think Scarlet Witch got into jail. I'm like, F off. So like
it's such an interesting like thing because it's like. They should honestly, like in the perfect world, they should be treated like, hey, like you should just be able to go speak once a year and be fine, like
right.
But everybody's so caught up in being back, obviously, and whatever, and resuming their lives that it's like, oh, like there's not even time for gratitude or anything. It's just like everyone's just back and just in their moment.
Oh, and something we skipped over on top of that, the government spying on Falcon.
Like, yeah.
Well, they're hacking his tech and.
Yeah, it happened in tech. Like, oh yeah, well it is government property. I'm like, well, technically, sure, but still, it's like I'm a Avenger. I can't just
pretty bad faith if you ask me. Like,
yeah, exactly. It's awful. So
who runs the Avengers compound now? What the hell?
I know. I keep thinking about that too because we have to go to Sword, right? Eventually, that's gonna become the.
I don't even know if we have like a.
Right? Do we have that at this point? Like,
because I feel like everybody when like we picture like who like the big three are in regards like they're all off on their own. Busy stuff. Strange is busy. Carol's busy. Like
it seems like without Cap there, without even Iron Man especially, but without Cap, the Avengers compound is kind of like no more, which is it makes sense why they're doing all these spin-offs and why they won't be doing Avengers 5 for a long time. But it just seems like nobody's hanging out the Avengers compound anymore.
Because if I break that down, because like I imagine like Thor. It's just like he's home probably. I don't know what Banner's up to. I'm probably gonna see what's up in She-Hulk.
Yeah, and Banner was never really like a full Avenger, right? Like,
he's always very indiviable on his own.
And
I think like working with Tony and stuff, but like just doing science.
Yeah, even in Endgame, he just started chilling. Like, hey guys, I'm just like I'm just experimenting.
Not here to stay. Like
Clint is off with his family, or I guess with Kate eventually, and then
exactly.
Natasha's gone, and like that's all our core Avengers.
And like you said, Nathan, in terms of the big three, unfortunately, still R.I.P. Chadwick Boseman. But I always figured like Black Panther would be like that shining example of like this is our mixture of Captain America and Iron Man, and we don't have that anymore. So I have no idea.
I mean, I'm hoping Sam.
Sam and
that'd be a good idea. That'd be good. I would.
I think when Peter Parker grows up a little bit, it'll be interesting to see him as a leader.
He's too young.
Also, I know he's too young right now.
No, we got to get to the end of the.
I'm saying we get to the end of the second trilogy and we'll talk. But that's so
far
years
away. From now.
I know. That's what I'm saying. It's like it's so
do you know how long I've been? I've been in this fight since I was 6 years old. No, but literally.
You gotta do a different quote. Goddamn.
No, but literally though. 11 years in this.
Yeah, so I'm curious.
12 now.
I'm curious right now. What is the big three? Like Carol. I always thought Carol would be so like in the big three, but it seems like MCU is prioritizing Carol as an outer space hero more so than an Earth hero. That might change after Captain Marvel 2, but she seems like such an intergalactic hero than somebody.
I would hope they make that actually a story point in Captain Marvel 2.
I would love that too.
Kind of like. How a little bit in Man of Steel, how it's like, are you really Earth's hero? Like, how can we trust? Something where it's a little more. I mean, it doesn't have to be that extent of political edge, but I would love it if it was like.
I would love that. Though.
She's like obviously the Earth is going to have something about her that's going to be like, oh, like where were you during this, or like how can
There's so many heroes there. I feel like an argument can be made and stuff.
But so many heroes who are near retirement, right?
Right.
Like, How many heroes are
Sure,
actively being a hero post Endgame?
And some big Marvel event could happen, and she could be, off world
Absolutely.
again, and people could get mad. It's just it doesn't have to be that it's her fault. It could just be the literal framing of it, and people could just be mad at her.
And it's so interesting because I read a lot of Captain Marvel comics, and yes, she does go she does go to outer space a lot in terms of sword and everything. She has her own Alpha Squad or whatever, but a lot of her stories are centered around Earth too, and interacting with the Avengers and interacting with communities around Earth. I don't know, and with Miss Marvel. But so I'm very curious to see her become a Earth's hero because otherwise, it's not going to be. Don Cheadle, I'm blanking on the name there.
War Machine.
War Machine. That can be him. He has Armor Wars, which might be his end card for his character too. So
I really hope he's in Ironheart too, because I want to see the mentor figure.
The Miss Marvel thing is a good point because that could really ground the character in something that someone from Earth, and obviously wanting to mentor and do all of that and show a presence.
Yes, Brie Larson as a mentor. Yes.
Yeah.
What like the movie? Carson, the Brie Larson mentor movie when she's helping sick people?
Short Term 12?
Short Term 12, yeah.
Great movie.
More Brie Larson in Short Term 12 kind of roles.
Almost everybody in that cast has been nominated for an Oscar.
Wow.
It's crazy. Some less deserving than others, Rami Malek. But, hello. But,
the tea is scalding. Get this lip syncing. He's much better.
He did sing it, but
he's
they
better
just didn't use his vocals.
He's better than Mr. Robot.
He
is better in Mr. Robot than he is in any movie he's been in.
Look, I will say right now, as a person that does lip sync, you have to work your muscles for believability. So I commend the man.
But Taron Egerton, sir.
No, I blast that soundtrack all the time.
I know. I just like to divide you on your own two favorite things of that year.
Both works of Dexter Fletcher. Leave me alone. He finished it, and then he did the better one. So
I'm looking through the notes here. Oh yeah, speaking about Isaiah Bradley's character, we have to talk about it. It was trending today. Young Avengers. Young Avengers was trending today because, of course, people see the character of Isaiah Bradley's nephew called was Elijah Bradley. Who plays Patriot in the Young Avengers lineup.
I would like to see it.
I'd like to see it all. All the Young Avengers.
His name is Patriot in the Young Avengers. Of course, he teams up with Kate Bishop. Kate Bishop, Patriot, Wiccan, Speed. You see where I'm going with this. They're tying in a lot of Young Avengers stuff, and he just two shows.
That's Kevin. I know Kevin's gears are turning. I know he sees that, and he's like, "All right, we're gonna get past this current arc with the kids are gonna come back after Doctor Strange 2, and then we're gonna have the puzzle piece here, and then we're gonna
just imagine Young Avengers limited series on Disney Plus.
No, but also just imagine seeing that next full-on Avengers team of and just seeing the contrast from 2012 to now.
And it can evolve. Imagine it can evolve out of Disney Plus and into the big screen because we're already gonna have the crossover with Miss Marvel. We're already setting up all the little threads of okay, they're gonna start here and then grow into the theatrical movies, and then it's
absolutely.
Then it can grow into the big event of all of them together.
I didn't even mention. So we have Miss Marvel also might be part of Young Avengers as well. Miss Marvel, Kate Bishop, Wiccan, Speed, maybe Elijah Bradley's Patriot. But I didn't even mention what's her name? Florence Pugh from Black Widow. She is set to appear in the Hawkeye series. Yelena Belova. She is still rumored to appear in the Hawkeye series. So again, I can see they also could be setting up Yelena for Phase 4 Thunderbolts. That's been a rumor as well in terms of the evil. Not evil, but Thunderbolts is kind of like the Suicide Squad.
I didn't even consider
could do that.
Yelena for Young Avengers, but I was I'm pretty sure she's only a couple years off from our age.
Yelena. I think she's Florence Pugh's actual age, 24, 25.
Oh my god!
So
what am I doing with my life?
She could be a leader potentially.
Absolutely,
easily. So
and you have a star in Florence.
It is Florence Pugh. I mean, Florence everything.
Lead her own franchise. Let's go.
Damn.
Hallie to the yes.
I didn't even think about half these things.
So that was interesting because people were like, Elijah Bradley, Patriot. This means Young Avengers. Granted, he was in it for such a limited time. I don't know if they're actually going to go through with that, but I think either way, Young Avengers is definitely on Kevin Feige's mind.
But
you can go.
The episode though.
Where were we?
We ended up at therapy. Did we really?
Yeah,
we didn't really dive into it. I mentioned it once, but
hilarious, pretty hilarious that they're like
Couples
not just like it is couple. I was like saying it's couples therapy. Let's go, and then she says as much, and they're like, all right, look at each other, like get closer, even closer. Are you guys having a staring contest? Like, stop it. Like, she's so good, man.
I loved that. I thought they were going to play for laughs, but they eventually do get to the heart of the attitude here between Bucky and Sam. Bucky's just really upset because, for one, he thinks Cap's lasting legacy, his living legacy, is built within Sam, right? Like, I passed the shield to you, and you're basically throwing away Cap's legacy to somebody else. But also,
he was just saying, like, he entrusted you with that shield, with his legacy, and then maybe he was wrong. But if he was wrong about you, then he was wrong about me.
Oof.
Ow.
Ouch.
No.
Bucky is really driving home. I don't want to say he's a heart of the series because Sam obviously is as well. But Bucky's, I think, just hits deeper in terms of because he came from a darker past than Sam.
Yeah.
And just seeing him recover from that and seeing how he said, if he's wrong about me, then what about – because that kind of blends into what we saw in episode 1 where he's still dealing with – what happened with Yuri and stuff. So, man.
Like, he's lived that long and to just be in another rut of,
Yeah. Because he feels like he just can't, he saved the world. Yeah, he helped defeat, the Thanos and everybody. But still, he did a lot of terrible stuff.
And now he has to think about that.
Now he has time to
Survivor's Guild.
He always had the next thing. Like, he was always just... for the next thing because he, half the time he didn't have control of it. It's like now all of a sudden it's expected to have this normal life, and then now part of me thinks that he's kind of grateful to just go on these little excursions a little bit because it's he was just sitting there. He didn't have anything to do. He wasn't responding to the text, and he's also kind of now he's mad about this.
He's Sam Jackson in Skull Island.
Yeah, it's I don't want to leave. Send me on another mission.
But way better developed.
Yeah, way better developed, and the tone makes sense for
all this for what?
Anyway.
So that was an interesting conversation because I'm very much in love with Bucky's arc.
Me too.
Can't wait to see where they go. And of course, we get the famous buddy cop lines where we'll do this adventure, but then that's it. We go our separate ways. I'm like, every buddy cop movie in history always says at the beginning of the first.
It works.
Just we won't do it. Then by the end, they're like, we're best friends. We're brothers. So it's you see where this is going. They're going to be best friends by the end of the series.
And then they walk out, and then they run into John Walker, who's screwing around with this police siren. I'm like,
what are you, 6 years old? Yeah, what are you doing?
Read the room. Also, I wanted just earlier. God, it's just more fuel, just so fire. Bucky was just you ever jump on a grenade? And he's like, I have 4 times.
I love that line.
And I'm just way to take the weight out of it. Damn.
I'm thinking back to First Avenger. I'm vibing with that whole build up of that whole little test that goes through, and he's the only one to do it. And then he stands up and they salutes to.
And he was just using his body, which is you are no Steve.
Right.
I know you're playing it smarter, but the sacrifice play.
Dang, you're gonna discredit his throwing himself on the bomb, Nathan?
No, I mean that's good, but
there was no body on there. You just threw a helmet on there. Oh my gosh!
I mean, I'm turning to Carson your son's dead last night. Jesus Christ. No, but I mean, I get what Bucky's going for. Would you ever make the place where it comes down your actual life? Would you do?
That's a great question. That's a very good question. I think you would at this point, but also,
but outside of the government, outside of everything, you got no resource. It was just
no reason,
right?
Yeah. Would you do it? That's a very great question.
If that's how he gets the shield.
I have no idea there.
When do you guys? I did want to ask. When did you guys think? What episode do you think Sam will have the shield and start doing
next week? Right? I feel like
by episode 4 he's got it.
I think 4, 5, and 6 has got to have it.
I feel like next week they do the training sequence, or they go back home or whatever. I don't know. I feel again, I only watched one freaking.
I feel it actually. Now that I think about it, I feel
so much.
So I don't think they go to Zemo, and then after they go home, it's all in next week.
I feel like that, yeah.
Well, now what I feel is because we got to spend a lot of time. I don't think we're gonna get a whole lot of Sam as Captain America. So I think He's probably gonna do his whole training stuff episode 5, and then we're gonna get the ball rolling for finale episode 6, and then we'll get like
There's only 6 episodes.
Captain
Right?
America. Yeah.
So it has. I feel like it has to be next week.
You would think, but I mean, how many times have we said this?
It's
Where like
still
they keep
early.
pushing it. Yeah.
But also, there's more runtime.
The first footage we saw this effing show, he's with the shield, and we see him using the shield. I don't know.
You're right.
It seems so.
When is the Mind Stone coming up? Like,
you're right, and then we realize Mind Stone is the penultimate episode. So
yeah,
I don't know there. But before we dive into, I want to go back to what Carson mentioned early in the episode with not the power broker, but yeah, the power broker, the Flag Smashers themselves as the villains or as characters of this TV show. I feel like they're an interesting group. I'm very curious to see because Carly gets that text saying like, "You stole this from me. I will find you and I will kill you." So they're really making, especially when you have a character or an actress like Erin Kellyman, they're really trying to focus that these Flag Smashers aren't villains; they are sympathetic villains. But I'm very curious to see like what's going to eventually happen with them. What we see next week with them, what we see them getting into. Who is this power broker character? How do you get the super soldier serum? Is there any side effects? I feel
how
like
does it spread? Also,
people,
like it's so interesting to see like Aaron, like you said, of like building that sympathy a little. Like they were genuinely grateful to like just have a place to like crash.
Yeah,
like,
I like that scene.
Yeah, it was really cool to like see something like that from because we don't sometimes in these shows we don't like cut to that point of view at all. Like we just get them through the eyes of the heroes.
Mm-hmm.
So I appreciated that it went away for it, even just for a scene.
And who do you guys think is like their big bad? Because at this point, I don't think it's Zemo right now.
That's I was about to say.
I'm so curious in that connection.
People feel like on Twitter they were saying, "Well, Zemo has to be the one. Zemo has to be the power broker, the one giving the Flag Smashers that serum." But I don't think it is. I don't think Zemo's related to them.
And still locked up.
He's still locked up. I don't think he's doing anything like via prison. He's not like Lex Luthor or anything.
He looks great though. Good upkeep in prison.
Clean shaven, yeah. I like
Berlin, huh?
What was I going to say? So yeah, I don't think he is. I still think Thunderbolt Ross might have something to do with this, especially with the obligation connection.
Wait, I was going to say, what is the tie-in with Ross? Is he supposed to show up in this?
I feel like I've always heard that he is. I could be reading like early rumors
because I know he's like in Black Widow.
Yeah, I know he's in Black Widow. I just always felt like he will be in this show for some reason, especially because you bring in the Super Soldier Serum that's related to the Hulk.
That was the first Incredible Hulk movie. Like
it was in the Incredible Hulk movie. It's related to that. We have a She-Hulk series coming up.
Abomination's come back for that.
Abomination is coming back for that. So I feel like Thunderbolt Ross could be teased in the show. Granted, he could not appear at all. I'm just throwing out crazy guesses.
This man was doing paperwork in Endgame. Who's to say?
So yeah, I mean, he does work for the government. He was the person that came up to the Avengers and laid the Sokovia Accords on the table. So he is a high-level government official. Yeah. So I don't know. I think we all can agree, though, Zemo is not the person selling the super soldier serum. It's somebody else completely.
I think he's gonna have his own agenda for sure. I don't know what that's gonna be, but it's intriguing that they're gonna go.
Yeah.
I assume he's gonna break out next episode.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Yeah. I'm curious. Like, I don't know if the trailer said this, but I feel like his whole idea is like, my job's not finished yet, right? Like, I think his whole idea is like there's still superpowered individuals around the world that need to be dealt with. So I think, I don't know, he can be there. But also he might have a connection with Bucky, so I don't know where that leads the series. I'm very excited. I think Zemo's a great villain. I love Captain America Civil War. So I'm very curious to see Daniel Bruhl spread his wings on this TV show.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I think that's about it, I think. Anything else?
I don't think so. I'm just intrigued to see where things are going to go. I think it's the same thing where like every time I revisit Winter Soldier, like I take such a long break in between the rewatch of it that it's like the Dark Knight effect where I'll hear people like it's the best thing ever. And I'm just like, is it truly though? And I rewatched it. I'm just like, yeah, this is pretty phenomenal.
It's pretty fantastic. Yeah.
And I'm just getting like the pure vibes of the energy from that. Both Winter Soldier and Civil War in this, and it's just so great.
Oh yeah, I want to mention before we end. I love how different this is, or this feels like from WandaVision. WandaVision felt like, granted, we saw the first 2 episodes back to back, but every episode of WandaVision felt like a different episode. Kind of hard to explain, but like
Well,
it felt like
they had the different
they
generations.
had the different eras and generations, which made it very self-contained. It didn't feel like this feels like a movie in the sense that this act didn't just felt so connected to the first episode. Like, right, it didn't feel super separate or unique, which I see some people complaining about. It's not the most unique Marvel show ever. It does have that whole military presence, which is like cookie cutter, like, yeah, we'll take what we can get kind of thing. But I think the heart of the show lies in Bucky and Sam's relationship. So I can't wait to dive deeper into that. I think they're doing a really good job with those two characters.
Absolutely.
So yeah.
All right.
So what's next?
Actually, I think I wanted to address because I don't. There was like a lot of like release date changes.
Yeah, let's dive into that.
And I actually wanted to just go ahead and like, since we're on the topic of Marvel, break down that stuff because I have an updated sheet of like all the Marvel stuff.
Nice. Let's go through it.
So just okay, we got currently Falcon Winter Soldier is streaming and ongoing. Loki in post-production is now set to release June 11th, 2021.
Yeah.
Black Widow is now set for July 9th, 2021.
Crazy. Yeah, that was the big news of the day. Because remember last week we were talking about they were going to make a last-minute decision. And a couple of days later, this is their last-minute decision to do. You said July 9th, right?
Yeah, on Disney Plus Premier Access as well.
Yeah, so that's going to be interesting.
Crazy son of a bitch. They actually
did. I always thought like they might not do Disney Plus because some legal things, but it seemed like they got that handled.
Yeah.
But I think this will still be big in theaters. I think a lot of people will see this movie in theaters. This might be the biggest opening weekend of the summer. We'll see.
I want to pull up the graph too that I sent in chat the other day of like
relative
demand on the projects and like how like projects like Soul, which didn't have the paywall, the secondary paywall of like you had to pay $30, like generated more subscribers, but like obviously Mulan and Raya had more purchases because there was like something to buy, and just so interesting to see like how that breaks down because like now if you have Black Widow, it's you'd have a more semi-normal environment in July, so you really now I think Disney is experiencing with like, okay, how many people out of wanting to buy it on premium instead of necessity of COVID are going to opt for premium instead of going to theaters, and what is that split really going to look like? And so it's kind of an experiment there that it's really different than Mulan or Raya because obviously, and the other big thing from this graph was that the people that bought Mulan or Raya were like day one subscribers, like people that bought or subscribed to Disney Plus, like hardcore Disney fans that were subscribed to the service within the first 2 months of Disney Plus being out. And so it wasn't necessarily out of people coming to Disney Plus specifically for Mulan. It's like, hey, I'm going to get Disney Plus now because I want to watch Mulan. It was like people that were already there that were hardcore Disney fans. Super interesting. And Marvel could potentially be that thing that could be like the middle ground of like, okay, I really like the MCU and I want to see Black Widow. I'm going to finally cave in and get Disney Plus. So it could be that for them, which is super interesting to see how it like break down of like, because I agree with Evan. I think it's going to be a super big weekend relatively to everything going on.
Yeah, I think so. In terms of in comparison or in contrast to Mulan and Raya, Disney didn't expect people to go to the theaters to see Mulan, plain and simple. But people, I guess they kind of thought people would be back for Raya. They just didn't decide to change it.
They certainly have been, from what I've seen.
Yeah, Raya's been doing pretty solid.
And Black Widow, you're going to make money. And MCU is like their biggest money maker, so it's a completely different ballgame. Raya was up in the air because it was in March. Mulan was up in the air because one, it's just not good. Two, it was
August. It was the height of COVID.
Yeah. So you have all those factors going, and so this is completely different because you have your biggest moneymaker going up in the environment that it's never faced before.
Yeah. 1,000% exactly, which is why they're not doing the same thing, but on May, right? Like they could easily just kept a May date, then do date and date. But because they pushed it back to July, this is them saying, yeah, we want people to watch it on Disney Plus as well, but this is a big blockbuster. We want people to go to the theaters, which is why we're giving enough time for people to get more vaccines, which, of course, President Biden said more people would get it by the summertime, which makes July viable for them, which makes it more sense that, hey, Disney is focusing on people wanting to go to the theater to see Black Widow more so than the previous movies.
Yeah, so I just pulled this up because it's crazy. You can see the purple line on the bottom there is the signups. And, like, if you look at Soul and you look at Mandalorian Season 2 and WandaVision, those three brought in more, like, subscriber growth than Mulan and Raya did. But, which is crazy.
WandaVision's tied with Raya or Mulan. Like, it looks a little bit tied.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, properties that didn't have a paywall of, like,
yeah.
properties already there.
I'm kidding. Yeah. So, yeah, that's very interesting there. Yeah.
And then if you look at, you can kind of see on Mulan, you know, because it's so hard to, like, gauge numbers now. You can kind of see, like, how big that drop-off was. Versus with Raya, you see, like, a second week kind of drop-off of, like, okay, you know, second weekend, word of mouth got around again, more people started purchasing it. You can see how steep Mulan's was because of just how bad it was. And I think Raya's word of mouth is a lot better, and you can see more people still were purchasing it the second weekend.
Raya is a fantastic movie overall. Yeah. People give it shit for it recently, but I think Raya is a fantastic movie.
I've already seen it 3 times, man. So good.
Yeah, I would love to see that. Soul, by the way, Blu-ray and DVD this week. So go get the Blu-ray. There's going to be some additional extras on the Blu-ray. I might honestly buy it on Blu-ray. It's fantastic. I don't buy much animated movies on Blu-ray unless they're like anime. But yeah. So that's interesting.
Yeah, and then the stat that I thought was interesting was nearly 60% of users who purchased Raya and the Last Dragon joined Disney Plus in the first 2 months after the service launched in late 2019.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
Love that.
Because you would think, like, oh, families like join for, like, specifically to, like, have something like this, but that's really not the case. They were, like, mostly people that were already subscribed and, like, that kind of thing.
I'm very curious to see what Falcon Winter Soldier's, I guess, signups would be. Because I know my dad was like, I'm not watching WandaVision. It sounds pretty crazy. But I know a lot of people are watching Falcon and Winter Soldier because it's just more, you know, it's more shoot 'em up, bang, bang.
It's more accessible in terms of, like, what to expect with MCU.
Shoot 'em up, bang, bang. But, yeah, my dad was like, I'm not watching WandaVision. My mom's like, what is WandaVision? But then she saw Sam. She's like, oh,
Wanda.
Black Captain America. I'm like, his name is Falcon, Mom.
Black Falcon.
We know Evan's mom watched Mulan because she bought it for us.
She did, yes, and we hated it.
One she does? Okay.
Yeah, we hated it, fam. My dad still has not seen Mandalorian either, by the way.
That's fine. I am just at such a weird spot right now.
But also, I wanted to mention that.
Oh, Star Wars, reinvigorate me, please.
I know.
I need to read the Hyperspace.
Star Wars Visions, where are you?
I need it.
Where is it? Where's the Visions bump? Better be all the way up.
I will go full nostalgia for Obi-Wan, but that's it.
Even Lego Star Wars news. Come on.
Yeah, I know.
When is it coming out? Anyway,
but the other big move was Luca. The Pixar movie is going.
Yes. Straight to
Disney Plus. No.
Is it the same way as Soul?
Same way as Soul.
Right.
Which might be. It seems like this is a Pixar thing, right?
Mm-hmm. Pixar.
Is that like a Pixar thing, or?
I have no idea.
I don't know.
Like Disney, they're not doing this for Raya, which was a Disney product.
Disney Animation.
Disney Animation, not Pixar.
Yeah, Disney Animation product. I think we talked about last year during the Disney conference. Isn't there another Disney Animation movie coming out later this year?
It's not a Pixar. It's Encanto.
Is that Pixar?
Yeah, Pixar, I believe.
Okay.
Or maybe it's Disney Animation. I could be wrong.
Either way, I like what's going to be the trend for that one because it seems like they're doing Pixar that's going straight to Disney Plus. However, 2022 they do have the Buzz Lightyear Pixar movie, which is 1,000% not going to be straight.
Starring Chris Evans. Oh my god!
In theaters, yeah.
That's gonna make $1 billion. So
Captain America is Buzz Lightyear.
I cannot wait for that fucking movie. That's gonna be sick.
And what I was trying to say is like how big Soul was in terms of people signing up and wanting to see, because people know Pixar by this point of like, oh, I want to see the new Pixar movie, and so like they are probably saying, okay, we'll have Black Widow to test what people are going to do in terms of buying premium in a more normal environment with less COVID restrictions, and 2, we'll put Luca out to like gain a bunch of people because we know Pixar is a pull for the service because it's Pixar, and I'm so bummed though that I won't be able to like just seeing that first trailer and how gorgeous the animation was and just the setting it was in. I'm super bummed that I won't be able to see it in theaters. I hope there's like some limited screenings or something for fans. That would be really. That's one thing that I wish like some of these releases would do, and maybe in July like it would be more of a reality to like do like kind of fan screening kind of deals.
Because, no, it's easy, man. You just got to work for the theater, hook
there
up your laptop to the projector.
Pull it up at AMC.
Oh, man. I'm so jealous that Christian got to watch
Snyder Cut, yeah.
Oh, my God. It looks so good on the theater screen.
Right, because it's like the whole discourse of like, oh, why the 4x3? And then you pull it up on
the theater.
The big screen.
Wow,
You're
that's
like, okay,
wild.
I understand why he did 4x3.
Okay, but I do have more of the Marvel.
Yeah, let's go through it.
Yeah, do it.
Right. What If is currently in production, still set for summer 2021. No exact date. Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings is in post-production, now set for September 3rd, 2021. Eternals, also in post-production, is now set for November 5th, 2021. Miss Marvel is currently filming, set for late 2021, as is Hawkeye, both late 2021. Spider-Man No Way Home has stuck with its December 17th, 2021 release date.
So break down for me how many projects we'll have from September to March of Marvel, because it's going to be Shang-Chi, Eternals, Hawkeye, Miss Marvel, Doctor Strange 2. Yeah. I think it's almost 6, and Spider-Man. That's 6 projects within September, October, November, December. Pretty much a project a month.
6,
almost.
Pretty much.
God dang.
Miss Marvel could do October or something.
Yeah, and we still don't have official dates for Miss Marvel or Hawkeye. So.
Yeah.
Which would have to be in those off months. It probably won't be September. It'd probably have to be
October.
Yeah.
Miss Marvel seemed like an October thing because there was a Halloween episode there for Miss Marvel.
Yeah.
But I feel like I've always thought Hawkeye was December, so we'll see there.
Yeah.
It could do November, December.
It could do November, December. Honestly, yeah, it doesn't really matter at this point. Marvel.
I could see Hawkeye being the post Spider-Man show, like WandaVision-esque release date that would hold us over until Doctor Strange 2 would be the first movie of 2022 in March.
Yeah, those are the push dates for this year. But then, like, for the rest of the set schedule, just because I actually have a coherent list for once.
Yeah.
Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness is currently filming, set for March 25th, 2022. Thor: Love and Thunder is filming, set for May 6th, 2022. Black Panther 2 is in pre-production, set for July 8th, 2022. Captain Marvel 2, pre-production, November 11th, 2022. And that leaves a lot of the other stuff, like Ant-Man and Lost Quantumania is currently filming and is TVA.
They're filming?
Apparently they are.
They're probably filming in March, or
and it's coming out next year.
Or what's TBA?
Wasn't that 2022? I thought. Yeah.
I don't think they have an official date yet.
I thought it said 2022 for that.
Well, yeah, 2022 is
Thor,
next year, which is it's weird to think about.
All right. Also, She-Hulk and Moon Knight are both in pre-production for 2022. Secret Invasion, Ironheart, and Armor Wars are in pre-production. There is no set date yet. Guardians Galaxy Holiday Special is in pre-production for late 2022. Guardians Volume 3 set for 2023, also in pre-production.
Is that May 2023?
There's no exact date yet. Just 2023. And then Blade is in pre-production, that's TBA, and Fantastic Four, the I Am Groot shorts, and Deadpool 3 as well are all in development and are to be announced.
I think 2023 will be Guardians, Blade,
Fantastic Four,
and there's one more.
Maybe Deadpool.
You know, yeah,
maybe Deadpool.
Maybe Deadpool.
There's that mystery October release
because it will be the off year and all the sequels, because we're going to be getting Captain Marvel, Black Panther, and Doctor Strange all in 2022, and obviously the Spidey trilogy will be over, and whatever is going to happen after that. And then who else?
They're taking a break from the Spider trilogy. Like they're not going to do like they've been doing every other year. I think they'll do a 3-year.
Tom said as much. He's taking a break.
Yeah, I think
for sure.
they'll do a 3-year gap instead of a 2-year gap like they usually do. Probably.
That's fair. Yeah.
Give them a break. Give them a year off.
Needless to say, though, we won't have a break. There's
Yeah.
so
Spider-Verse.
I know. All these DC movies too.
That's what I was thinking of because we'll have in 2022 we'll have 5 Marvel movies, right?
Yeah.
5 Marvel movies, a Spider-Verse animated movie, the Batman, Aquaman 2, Shazam. No, that's 2023. What am I thinking of?
We are thinking of 2022.
Black Adam. I'm thinking Black Adam. Black Adam will be also 2022.
How old are those kids in Shazam now?
Yeah.
And I think I'm missing one more DC thing. Unless it's just those 3.
For next year?
Yeah.
What did you say again? You said Black Adam?
I said Batman, Black Adam, and Aquaman 2 will be December.
I think that's it for DC.
Which is still a huge lineup.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, The Flash.
The Flash. Because it's a film. So, 4 DC projects, 5 Marvel projects, a Spider-Verse movie, presumably at least 2 to 3 Marvel shows with Moon Knight and
She-Hulk and Moon Knight.
She-Hulk.
Yeah.
That's so much superhero content.
But we know the best movie of next year.
We're busy.
We know the best movie of 2022 is already going to be Mission Impossible 8. So
I still think it's going to get pushed. Actually, I think. What
are you doing on this podcast? Get out of here. Get out of here.
They're big movies.
Everyone says something that's questionable.
There's a reason they didn't do it. They canceled the back-to-back filming. They're huge movies.
Yes, they are. Next question.
Oh, you're.
It's coming out next November.
I still need to know.
Mission Impossible 7 is. I'm talking about 8.
Well, Mission Impossible was this year.
Aren't they supposed to be a part 1, 2? They're supposed to be back to back.
Yeah, I feel like it's coming out next November. No matter what.
Okay.
I need to see the cliff.
Quote me.
And then only wait a year, please.
Yeah. Do not clip this if I am wrong, which I most likely probably will be.
And I think I'm still missing some superhero things, but
those are some exciting release dates for everybody. I'm super excited. But yeah, Venom was also delayed to September 2017.
I'm curious about September now because
I think September now has
Shang-Chi. It's gonna be like the late bloom summer a little bit.
Venom. Oh, September looks great. We have Resident Evil that first weekend. Shang-Chi, Malignant. James Wan is back for
Big
Malignant.
horror movie. Yeah.
Venom on that September 17th, same day as Boss Baby 2.
Oh god, that trailer.
Hate it.
Hate it.
In my brain.
That Minions, get it off my screen.
And then The Many Saints of Newark, which that WB movie.
Right.
Never heard of it.
Yeah.
And then Dune in October 1st.
So. Oh my god. That's insane.
That's gonna be crazy. 2021, man. Somebody was tweeting yesterday saying like the cinematography lineup for 2021 is going to be insane. Dune, Malignant, there's Eternals, Mission Impossible, maybe.
Who shot No Time to Die? We forgot about.
Oh, No Time to Die too. Jeez. Gosh. And then there's a Guillermo del Toro movie coming out this year as well.
Oh yeah. That's going to be a lock for it.
Not Antlers, something else.
What's it called? Something.
Nightmare Alley.
Nightmare Alley.
What else do we have here? I don't know. Whatever. But we have
a Wes Anderson movie. We have
that
Matrix
one.
4 coming out this year.
Adam Driver's in The Last Duel and the other one, the Gucci movie.
Oh, dude, I'm looking forward to Gucci. Oh, my God.
Ridley Scott does not stop working.
He does not. How old is the guy? Like 80? 85?
Where's my third Alien film, Ridley?
Yeah, that's going to be sick.
I guess I'm the only one who hyped.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm good.
No Time to Die was shot by
Carson.
Linus Sandgren, who shot La La Land, First Man, American Hustle, Joy.
Yes.
Carson, back me up on the Prometheus Covenant trilogy.
Oh, yeah. Complete that. Let's go.
Yes.
Alien Covenant is a good movie. I'll just say that for all the viewers right now.
It is.
It is
Prometheus.
So fun.
Prometheus is a pretty good movie, honestly.
Prometheus, I'll even say it's a great movie. There you go.
Yes, because people going in like, my Alien prequel. It's like, well, but in Covenant they do that, but it's really
We subvert your expectations. That's right.
It's still questionable that they took out some scenes that were only like online.
They're not good.
You know what also is good? David Fincher's Alien 3.
Oh, wait.
Can you kick this guy out of the podcast, Nathan? Come on, just do it. Just do it. It's a click of a button. Just kick him out.
Wait, yeah, that already happened. For some reason, I was thinking about Neil Blomkamp's Alien 5. That was Alien 3.
Oh no, but he's talking about Alien 3, which I can't stand.
Isn't there a director's cut that's better or something? That's
the director's cut. Of course,
it's not better.
Birth from an Ox instead of
it's
a
not
dog
better.
or something.
It's not better.
It's still.
But yeah, Prometheus is bad. It's just a bad movie.
Why is it bad?
Alien Covenant is just they go to an alien planet, then they leave. It's bad.
Honestly, we should commentary more bad films. Let's watch like Alien vs Predator.
We really should. If we do Alien vs Predator,
I haven't seen Alien vs Predator.
You haven't?
Okay.
Okay. Wow.
We gotta do this.
We gotta do it. Then.
I think it's the only Alien film I haven't seen.
Honestly, this would be a fun.
AVP 2 also.
Yeah, we should do it we should do a double feature where like the first one's like, oh, this was fun. The second one's like, what are we doing?
It's bad. AVP Requiem is one of the worst movies.
Title, jeez.
I know, yeah.
And it's like overly like
it's so dark,
overly mean spirited. I think. Like,
oh my god!
I was like, why'd this person have to die? Why are you this gruesome? Jesus Christ!
AVP Requiem is just it's fucked. It's just fucked.
It's fucked.
You know what? I'm excited.
I know what you're thinking about. Yes, it's fucked.
Right, Nathan?
Yeah.
For the guy that did 10 Cloverfield Lane, he's doing the new. They're rebooting Predator or whatever. Which
I remember he was upset because it leaked out.
Yeah, they were supposed to do some big
that
announcement.
dude was still happy.
Yeah. He was like, well, I want to do an announcement, but it got scooped, so yeah, I'm doing the movie.
Wasn't it under a different title at the time?
Yeah, it was like under some secret name, and they found it out or something. I don't know.
The Woods, Blair Witch.
I feel like it was THR that got that announcement. Tragic. The scoop game, it will get you.
Baskin Robbins. Okay, we forgot about the Kingsman, and we forgot about Death of the Nile.
The Kings.
Oh man, poor Kingsman. Poor Death of the Nile.
I think someone said it's been moved 7 times now.
Kingsman is now coming out. What was it? Let's see here.
I think December, like weirdly, like pushed.
December 22nd, the same day as Matrix and the Nightingale movie. What's the Nightingale? But
I don't know, but it's Suicide to go up against Matrix.
Suicide, and it's a week after Spider-Man: No Way Home. And
on Disney's end, why would you? I guess maybe like the cross
it's a wrap.
Christmas market.
Just put it in there. Yeah, just put it in there.
I
was glad they didn't just release it. Like, just put it in September or something. Nothing's coming out in September.
I think they should have put it on Hulu. If I'm being honest, I think they should have dropped it on Hulu in the summer or something.
Probably. But yeah, definitely
that just reminded me that the Alien show's coming.
Yes.
Oh wow! Yeah,
and the Samurai Show.
Fuck yeah!
To that point of the Samurai Show,
yeah,
Joseph Tsushima is being developed by Chad Stahelski. I'm
crazy.
Down.
I would like to know who's writing it. I don't know if that was in the release date, but I need a good writer to just write an original movie. Like we were talking about this off air yesterday. Like the plot is pretty basic. Like
it's pretty easy.
It's pretty easy. You know, you get all the basic emotional beats, but I think they could develop into something a little more complex. And I still really love the main characters, Yuna and
Jin
Sakai.
Sakai clan.
Because I need it to be filmed on location in Japan. If they shoot it in a studio, I will riot. I will not see
the volume, Carson.
There'll be a mix, of course.
Of course, but as long as they shoot some stuff on location, and I
need those cherry blossom trees. I need everything.
If they do not recreate the title card from the video game,
they have to, right? They have
to. Like with that bombastic score coming in, and Jin like putting his hands down and riding the horse through the flower field.
Yeah, I need a scene of writing haiku. I need it. I've written so many haikus.
I can't stand those haiku missions. I'm sorry.
What? They're optional.
Not for a completionist like me.
Missions.
I do all the optional. I'm a completionist. I can't.
You don't like writing haikus?
No, so I just click on the first thing.
Get a cool new headband.
I just click on the first thing I see. Like, give me the fucking headband. Give me the headband.
Oh my god. Meanwhile, I'm out here sharing each like clip of a haiku.
Yeah.
How beautiful.
But I'm optimistic when it comes to video game adaptation. I'm always nervous, but for this one, I'm optimistic because. Sucker Punch Studios. Sucker Punch was a company that did the video game. They're supporting
that was the
this.
movie. I was like, Zach's movie?
Yeah, no, Sucker Punch,
Which I have
which
not
is
seen.
awful.
But everyone hates it. I haven't seen it.
I've seen all the video essays on it and why it's bad, and
I remember
I'm
going
scared
to
watch
theaters
it.
watching the opening weekend. I didn't know it was a Zack Snyder thing. I just remember seeing the opening weekend because the commercials were amazing, and it was a big letdown.
I just
I
know
really want to revisit 300.
I just know there's an R-word scene at the end, and that
R-word scene. Oh,
that
really?
Like, she's supposed to like take agency of her situation by just like, oh, I'm fine mentally, so like, yeah, apparently it's very problematic. I have no.
Anyways, destroy the Snyderverse.
Better over here.
Anyways,
I did not remember that scene at all. Whoops. Oscar Isaac is in that movie, by the way.
What?
yeah,
In Sucker Punch?
Yeah, he is. He plays
Wasn't
one of the people in charge of the girls.
Does he die?
I think so.
Wasn't there a time period where like
They have to
Oscar
escape
Isaac,
his control.
Wasn't there a time period where like Oscar Isaac was dying in every role he had, and then when he got to JJ, he was like, "Please,
don't do this to me, JJ.
Yeah.
I'm a 30-year-old man. Don't do this to me."
And now he's Moon Knight.
You know what? Speaking of, somebody said on Twitter, there was a viral tweet going around the other day of like, name an actor that has a horrible film, name a great actor that has a horrible filmography, and people were saying Oscar Isaac. I'm like, you guys are delusional.
The first thing that comes to my mind is Michael Fassbender.
Okay, but he's been in.
I think outside of X-Men,
have you Steve McQueen's Shame? Fantastic
haven't seen
movie.
It. Haven't
I
seen
need
it.
to see that.
I
hear you see a lot of Fassbender.
Let's look. I can name 2 other movies at least.
Oh, when you said let's look, I was like, you're gonna look up naked Michael Fassbender?
Yeah, what are you, Alicia Vikander?
What?
They're going out.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wait, what about Alicia Vikander's filmography?
She's great.
Okay. Wait, why can't I spell Fassbender?
Fassbender.
Oh, here he is.
What the hell?
Like, I
sounding it out.
I know, right?
How do you spell it? Like I said it. Like,
No, because I was putting an E instead of in letterbox. If you don't spell it exactly right, it doesn't pop up.
Oh, wow. You gotta like start the.
Anyways, look at what do you have? What do you have, Carson?
He's in Inglourious Bastards. Great.
I heard that was okay.
You haven't seen Inglourious
Bastards? I'm kidding. I
actually still need to see Inglourious.
Wow, really? I
know. Yeah. There's a lot of Tarantino stuff.
The best opening sequence of all time.
He's in Steve Jobs.
Oh man, he
is Steve Jobs, right?
I love Steve Jobs.
Steve Jobs, great movie. He's in 12 Years a Slave. I don't remember his role.
What's funny is I have not
really.
Seen
He was a slave master.
Yeah, you know what's funny? I have not seen Steve Jobs, but I saw Jobs with Ashton Kutcher. I
have not seen Jobs. I'm the other way around. Yeah,
it's pretty alright.
He is in.
Not a huge Ashton Kutcher or
Ashton Kutcher
fan. He is in Prometheus, and Covenant, which I would defend.
He's the best part of those movies. Come on,
he is.
Acting against himself as 2 different amazing.
Great scenes in a garbage.
2 Fassbenders kissing. 5 stars.
Great scene.
2 films that I haven't seen of his that I really want to see is the movie Frank from 2014. It's like this indie movie.
I didn't see it either.
Isn't he the one like in the big mask?
In the helmet?
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's got really good. And I also want to see the 2015 adaptation of Macbeth.
I heard that
looks freaking gorgeous.
I heard it looked good, but didn't have any substance.
Yeah, so I still want to see it, but
Carson will watch it, but just not finish it. It's okay.
Isn't that one like movie like people were looking forward to that was a letdown? Was it The Snowman?
The Snowman.
Yeah.
We played like the guy named like I don't know, some bad name. It was like
you guys Ralph can't Boner, forget about Jonah Hex.
He's in Jonah Hex.
He's in Jonah Hex.
He plays Burke. I don't know who the character is, but
the infamous DC film Jonah Hex, starring Josh Brolin and Megan Fox.
What else is this man in?
Which is always an odd combination to me. I was like, what is this?
Oh,
this is a product of the time.
Assassin's Creed.
Oh, yeah.
It just seems like Michael Fassbender had this bad string of movies. Like Apocalypse, add in Apocalypse and, what's it called?
Have you seen Band of Brothers?
Dark Phoenix?
Band of Brothers. He's in Band of Brothers.
He's in Band of Brothers.
In what scene?
I don't know.
Interesting.
But yeah, that's kind of like the main one.
I don't know. I just feel like he needs a better manager.
Our runtime right now.
Yeah. Yeah, we're just going off. There's so many movie news to talk about.
But you're right though, because his okay, let's sort this by recent.
What are we
doing? We got to move on. We got to move on.
This isn't news. This is a game.
I'm having fun.
I ordered DoorDash, so I'm just like playing by ear. Evan caught me hooked on food.
My bad.
That's good. I'll just like leave and come back. But yeah.
Okay, his last 3 movies have been like Assassin's Creed, The Snowman, and Dark Phoenix. Which
Exactly right. Which is why, at the top of my head, I just feel like he just
Yeah.
needs a better run of movies.
Anyways,
But anyways, outside of the release date changes, it seems like Disney is finally like, these are our movies. We probably won't delay them anymore, or they might. Who knows anymore? But yeah, it is unfortunate that Free Guy and Death in Denial get delayed 7 times. I think for both. I think Free Guy was like 7 times.
someone also brought this up that Army Hammer's in
Kingsman.
Death and Denial, which is he also.
Oh.
What's wrong with Army Hammer? Just
well,
kidding.
okay.
Or there's
Alright.
more sex.
I was about to have to like just plague my brain.
Let me look it up. Oh,
No, there
it
was-
keeps piling on. I will never watch Call You by Your Name again. I guess
There's
come on! I love Calling by Your Name.
it's good. It's really good. But I mean, I'm also in the same thing with Baby Driver with Ansel.
Right.
It's so a bummer.
True. Yeah.
Hey, guy! Awesome news that Scott Pilgrim's coming back in Dolby Cinema
April
3rd.
30th.
Oh, my
Can't wait.
theater finally had showtimes. Thank God.
Nice.
Oh,
I didn't
I
check
cannot
mine
wait
yet.
for that.
You have to call AMC headquarters and be like, "Hey, could you do us a favor? I know we're in Florida. I know there's no Scott Pilgrim fans here,
Make
but
it
there are."
Well, yeah. I
I'll
also
bring my steelbook in. I don't care.
wanted to talk about that. Arn Sarnoff, the WB head, talked about how they are
Yes.
ending the same day and date releases in 2022. So there will be no 2022 thing. But WB signed a deal with Regal saying they'll do the 45-day deal with Regal.
We called it.
Regal, who is currently closed right now.
Regal is currently
They're
closed. But yeah.
opening April 1st or something.
But we kind of like called this in our last discussion a couple of weeks ago, where we're saying it seems like starting in 2022, the new what do we call it? Window. Yeah, the new window for movies is going to be 31 to 45 days, depending on the studio. Most likely 45 days for most studios, which makes sense, right? In a lot of studios and a lot of movies in general, make up most of their money within 45 days, which was very fascinating. I was just looking at that graph from a couple of weeks ago.
I think it's 90. The general statistic is 92% of box office revenue for movies comes within that first 45
Which
days.
is fascinating because I've always been like, oh man, I'm going to miss a 90-day window. But 90 days now during the COVID time just seems archaic, right? Like,
Yeah.
what are those extra 45 days for?
And
Like, wow.
it was also an interesting. Someone made a point on Twitter that I had never even considered with this window thing. That like, there is not going to be. There was a certain art to like building up a hype to limited release in like, especially with a movie like Parasite or something where it just came to like, you know, it would just because Parasite's release, it was like started in like 30 theaters and then it went to like 100 and then it finally expanded wide and made a bunch of money in the US as more people knew about it. But now that's not really possible with 45-day windows because
Is it not?
half your window will be zapped by the time you're expanded into your second tier of theaters. If you think about it, if you're only, you know, your second week, you're already 14 days into the window and you're only in 300 theaters, and then if there's just no slow expansion anymore for like rewards based.
I see what you're moving. Okay.
So that's interesting.
But even then, reward based movies at least cap at what, 10 million, depending on the movie. I think
Parasite made $50 million in the
50 million. Yeah, I think each year you get your big one. Like 2019 it was Parasite. 2016 it was La La Land. I don't think Shape of Water made too much money. But
You guys
I'm
just
not
reminded
sure.
me that my theater started playing some of the Best Picture movies.
Oh, nice.
Including Minari, which I will probably finally check out. That
Do
one.
it.
Oh yes, love me some
Oh, yeah.
Alan Kim Supremacy.
They got Minari. I'm so happy Promising Young Woman's back because I missed it. So
Oh, you
I
gotta
can
see
catch it.
Promising
That's the double feature. Also,
That's
they got
really-
Nomadland and like The Father and
Love me some
Judas.
Nomadland.
Like,
Have you seen?
I'm finally seeing the Father
You haven't
tomorrow.
seen
guys, by
Nomadland
the way.
either, Nathan. Have you?
no, not yet.
Oh, you gotta see. If there's IMAX for that, there probably won't be. But
There is not. Godzilla vs Kong is now. Also, Chaos Walking is currently hogging it.
no.
Chaos Walking
Make
still
them
has
switch
its
I was
time
like,
limit.
why'd you take Raya out? Like, why is Raya gets the Dolby at least, but like,
But I'm so bummed that I didn't get to see Nomadland in a theater.
Me too, I really
might go see
wanted
it
to.
again because it's gorgeous.
I kept
Just-
trying to, but it was like in one theater in Cincinnati, and it was like
Yeah.
miles
It's like
away.
a 45-minute drive.
Yeah, I'm like,
"Ah."
no, hell no, I'm not doing
Yeah.
that. But I am trying to see The Father. There's a 3:30 time tomorrow, so if I don't wake up late like I did last weekend, I can probably see it. I woke up at 3:00 last week, so
Oh my god,
hopefully that doesn't happen again this week. I was passed out.
that movie is. Get ready, because it's like if a stage play was a horror movie, and like because literally the lapses of like memory like affect the editing heavily, and like
I still remember I only saw one. Yeah, I only saw one trailer, and I'm like, oh, I know the premise. I'm good. I'm not gonna.
I saw nothing. Is Anthony Hopkins in it?
Anthony Hopkins, Olivia Colman.
Yeah, he has.
That's all I know.
Yeah, he has dementia and like just Alzheimer's and horror.
Me, I'm blind. Carson, let me tell you.
But
yeah, I'm hyped.
Some other WB news, since we're talking about WB and release dates. Orange Sarnoff says they will not continue the Snyderverse nor the Ayer cut. They want to focus on the multiverse of stories that they have in the next coming years.
Kind of ironic, but
kind of ironic because I know, the multiverse is like they say quote the multiverse of characters in her quote, and I'm like, people really want to restore the Snyderverse using the whole multiverse argument, right?
Right.
So, granted, I'm not a huge restore the Snyder cut kind of guy, but I'm like, it's right there.
At least say what you mean.
At least say what you mean, right? Yeah. Just say they don't want to do it. Just be honest. Just say you don't want to do it.
We're legends now.
Yeah.
DC Legends have a whole other. You're funny.
That sounds cool.
Yeah, we had. I'm trying to think what I have to say on this because we kind of mentioned it all yesterday, right after our show. We're like, Nathan's in the very like, man, I just want to see this story play out through Justice League 3.
At the very least, just the Justice League. I don't have to have Ben Affleck's Batman. It sounds cool, but that's a lot to garner after you already have Pattinson going now. Right.
And Keaton showing up in the Flash and all this stuff, but like that's it only would like seems to me it would only strengthen. I think I thought about this more since our conversation. I would want Zach to do what he wants to do, and I would hope that would take form of a miniseries. If ever happens, I think he does best when he just has that excess room to deal with, where he could just extend things out and not. I don't want them to be another compromise again, because I think the story choices that he STs going forward require that. All that room to
it's so annoying. Like, Zach, why are you the director that has to do a director cut for every one of your movies? Like, granted,
I would if I had the option. I mean,
sure, but it's like the point of movies. Whenever you make something in a theater, that's your freaking movie. Like, why is BVS, Ultimate Cut, Justice League, Snyder Cut,
free from the reins of theatrical requirements?
But I can name 1,000 theatrical required movies that are a million times better than all of his director cuts.
All right, well, that's just
kills me. It's just like in general,
for no reason.
90% of the movies out there are theatrical movies. They're not director vision movies.
At the same, but at the same time, like
even Lord of the Rings, I don't love them, but Lord of the Rings theatrical movies are good movies. They're great movies. They
are. That's what I watched in the theater. I mean,
but
I see what you're saying, Evan. Like the difference,
why does that always have to be? I want my longer movies. Those are my movies, the longer versions. Like. Can Zach not create a good 2-hour movie?
I mean, I'm sure he can. I'm sure he has. I mean, how long is 300?
2 hours. 220.
I haven't seen 300 in a long time.
But yeah,
I do love 300. I'm just saying recently. Sorry.
Yeah.
But go to DC.
And it's funny because like I look at Zach's Justice League and I don't really see parts that I can like overly trim out because of like how much he wants to spend time with each character. And let them
there is a lot of tea making for Alfred.
Yeah. Well,
hey,
one or two.
You leave him alone. You take out the Icelandic singing.
No,
I'm just kidding.
That's my one demand.
I was memeing.
But like actually, well, I mean that was another thing of like they chose to like put that much story to tell. Like they don't have to do that. Yeah. So I mean, I could agree with Carson. Like I would be fine if like they did like 2 and 3 as like a mini series.
4 hours,
Max exclusive.
Yeah,
like knock it out. And like he was able to like a lot of it was supposed to be set in Nightmare, and he was able to do his reshoot thing on very limited set. Like the only practical thing they had were the actors and like the car, and that was it.
And like the little skull thing.
Yeah, and otherwise they were able to just like recreate. So it's a lot of VFX, but you could do it.
He totally could. And I said as much yesterday. I feel like if they really want to just end it, they'll be like, okay, Zach, we'll just give you $100 million. Just give us your Justice League 2 and 3 blueprints. Make that a 4-hour miniseries and end it. That's it. And I think people would be happy
totally 100 million. He could totally knock that
could
out,
totally do
especially
that,
with
right?
a lot of like the nightmare settings being very simplistic. You could do that.
I feel like that would be a good thing for Zach. Just end it and tell fans right away, like, this is it. I think Zach has to come out
The
and say
definitive conclusion.
I think Zach has to say, like, guys, I made a deal with WB. This is my definitive conclusion. There's not going to be a Batman Ben Affleck movie. There's not going to be, I don't know what else fans want.
And he's in full support of Matt Reeves and his stuff.
Yeah.
Like,
he's in full support of everybody, which is why Zach is a
great guy,
great businessman. He knows the rules. He knows the Hollywood game.
He's not Rob Liefeld.
Oh God, he still had me blocked on Twitter.
He tweeted "Restore the Snyderverse." I'm just like, we don't want you.
We want you. Get out of here.
But it's just, I don't want him to, like, if he doesn't want to do it, I don't want him to, like, be dragged back to it. Like,
and if he doesn't want to do it, then he should make a comment or a quote immediately saying,
which
guys,
he hasn't. He's
I'm
just
good.
like, I do what I want to do.
Which makes it seem like he does want to come back, right?
Right.
So I feel like if he doesn't want to do it, he would help WB say, like, I don't want to do it. Even then, fans would be like, WB put a gun to his head and said he doesn't want to do it. Like, they would blame WB even if he says something.
Yeah, I'm sure he wants to. He's just tired right now because, like, he just finished.
Yeah, it's a lot, and he wants to do
a whole movie. He just made a Netflix movie.
Yeah, he wants to do a whole, like, there's an anime coming out, anime spinoff of his zombie movie. So he has a lot of stuff going on. So
there's a lot of emotional ties to just like Justice League as it
1,000%,
and the characters too of like all that stuff. So if anything, I just think it was just really poorly phrased. Now, I'm not defending Warner Brothers; they absolutely butchered the whole situation.
Yeah,
but like at the end of the day, that's who owns the character, sadly, and like it's got to go through them. And if anything, I talked about this yesterday. I would love Rick Famuyiwa to do a cyborg movie with Ray Fisher. Like that takes priority for me over Zach and finish out Justice League because
agreed.
I think I'm content with having Man of Steel, BVS, and just his definitive Justice League version kind of having that subsequent kind of trilogy, even though the story has teased later points, and of course we have all the nightmare stuff to deal with and this whole battle against Darkseid, but also I don't know, just circumstances. I'm like, not that I'm not moved on at all from it, but I also at the same time I look at like Matt Reeves and I'm like, I'm so excited for this, and it has nothing to do with Warner Brothers or anybody. I'm just like, I just want to keep seeing new iterations of the characters, and I don't want to have to feel dependent on one person to bring these characters to life. Not a tear at Zach or anything he's done. I just think that for the good of the longevity of the IP, I think it's just good to get new people to tell different stories. And of course, I would want to see what he has to continue. But he's done 3 ginormous movies,
right?
So, the last
they
thing
get longer every time.
The last thing I'd want is him to turn into a David Yates and just be there and just
Yeah.
If he was David Yates, what would be his Half-Blood Prince?
Man of Steel.
Man of Steel.
I think.
Yeah, I feel like in terms of actual like set tones and stuff, it would be Man of Steel for real. Justice League is definitely home.
Speaking of commentaries, we gotta do those eventually too.
Yeah, I'm thinking this fall we do it when
nice and
bring
cozy.
back the series and we'll
we bring Emma on?
We have to,
and we'll make butterbeer.
That'd be awesome.
I made butterbeer for my 22nd birthday this past year. Just I'm like, I was so hyped from our commentary or just like our rewatch, and I'm like,
that sounds fun.
Made some butterbeer.
Everyone bring snacks. It'd be great. Grand old time.
We'll get Harry Potter green screen backgrounds. We'll be sitting in the Great Hall.
But some other movie news, just some quick stuff. Emerald Fennell is doing Zatanna film. She's writing it, not directing it. Helen Mirren is joining Shazam 2 as the main villain. And then Pierce Brosnan as Dr. Fate in Black Adam. So that's interesting. Pierce Brosnan.
Which means he will 1,000% be in Zatanna.
Ooh, wow, you're right. Yeah,
I think so.
Dr. Fate and Zatanna have that connection.
I'm sure there'll be a crossover to Shazam.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Man, that'd be so cool.
And I'm so glad that I know who Zatanna is after I
Right,
watched
Young
Justice.
Justice. Yeah, Zatanna's
Um,
amazing.
And
I
especially
think
with
I saw
that.
Zatanna in like Gotham or something.
Yeah, no, she's in Batman animated series. I just like
Yeah.
I was scrolling down like episode like 62. I'm like, Zatanna, what are you doing here? Because like forgot. I'm like, oh, it's Zatanna. Like,
Ooh, my food's on the way.
I wonder what kind of who they cast as
yeah, who do you
Zatanna.
cast as her?
I can't wait. I'm terrible at fan casting, so I'm not really sure. Anya Taylor-Joy, whatever.
I'd honestly do it.
Yeah, people want her for Batgirl too, which I think would be awesome.
She can
I
do
remember
it.
people fan casting Ana de Armas for Poison Ivy. Please.
Oh my god, I wouldn't survive. I'd be like,
No one
please,
would.
poison me, please.
I might cast Anya as
What's-
Barbara Gordon. Or who's Gordon's
Oh
daughter?
my
wait,
God.
wait.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Barbara Gordon is Batgirl, so yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Ana de Armas is Batgirl.
I like it.
Yeah.
That'd be amazing. Man, yes. But yeah, I have no idea who Helen Mirren could be playing in Shazam 2. Because I don't know much about that movie.
I don't know who the villain's gonna be now.
I
Because
think
at the
they
end,
said who she'd be playing. I don't remember.
You didn't say.
Oh wait, I think you're right, Nathan. I think they said some kind of wizard character.
she's a wizard.
Carson Redaway. No.
Helen Mirren, Shazam 2. But yeah, supervillain doesn't really say.
Whatever happened to that caterpillar thing?
Oh yeah, the villain Hesper.
He's coming.
She
He talks about the gods.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
She is playing the villain Hespera, who is a goddess.
I just remember watching Shazam in Chicago day before Celebration with Sean, and like the projector was glitching, like throughout the third act to the end of the movie,
That's horrible.
trying to get to those end credits. I just want the Aquaman joke. We got to push through.
It seems like Hespera is the daughter of Atlas in Greek mythology. Atlas is the person that holds the earth in Greek mythology.
The Atlas movie studio logo I see often at the end of these DC films.
Yeah.
It's all connected.
I've seen it so many times ushering Wonder Woman.
Yeah, Pierce Brosnan just seems like such a wild casting, right? Like, it seems like such a high profile. Like, they got this guy to be a superhero comic book movie.
Wasn't he in
Wow.
The World's End, Edgar Wright's film?
That's a
Maybe.
good pull. I think you might be right.
Yeah, he was like the dude in the bar. I think so.
Yeah, I think you're right.
He'll pop up. I don't know. He's in both Mamma Mia's, I'm pretty sure. He's out here singing.
Oh, you're damn right.
I need
he
to
is.
watch Mamma Mia. I really do.
Do you?
Yes.
I just watched the behind the scenes features because they're all absolutely plastered on set and they just are.
I just watched Patrick Williams videos on it.
Yeah, it's so funny.
Yeah. Like, they really are really that drunk. Okay, interesting.
Like, oh my god.
I love Patrick Willems, but I will say, Carson, right now, I need to take you through Kevin Smith and his filmography because
I watched that whole video.
I watched the video too. I was like, I don't know. I don't know if I
Like,
agree.
I don't care. I will love these forever.
Yeah, I haven't seen any Kevin Smith movie. So.
Oh my god, the commentary. Well, they'd be pretty.
Maybe I've seen one. No, yeah, I haven't seen any of them. Yeah.
Wow. Welp,
None of them.
allow me to introduce you.
But yeah, I think that's it for movie news. I'm looking through my notes here. I don't see anything else. Oh, there's an Echo series in development, a spin-off from Hawkeye about a blind Native American superhero, which seems pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's
Not a lot.
Yeah, definitely not a lot. More Native American representation, please. But yeah, that's about it.
Will be huge for
I'm
that,
still
yeah.
hyped about a Hispanic Supergirl. That's so awesome.
Right? Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, that's incredible. Incredible. But yeah, that's about it.
Incroyable. Yeah. I don't have anything to review except the tracker for my food, but
So
it's on the way.
What else did I watch?
last weekend, I think I talked. Did I talk about it on air? I saw The Devil. Did I talk about that on air?
Yeah, we mentioned it briefly. I think at the end of.
Yeah.
I think
Maybe.
during our commentary.
Maybe during our commentary. But real quick, I saw a Korean film. I Saw the Devil. Came out in 2010 in South Korea. It is a gnarly, dark South Korean crime thriller. It is amazing. Fantastic movie. Great thriller. Great action set pieces. It's minimal in terms of action, but when it happens, it like really kicks. It's really thrilling. It's just really dark and brutal. So beware. Like if you're squeamish. It might not be for you.
Can you recommend me some shit that's actually like lighthearted for a change?
Nope. Nope.
Because even you guys were like, "Oh, About Time is wonderful," and then I get to them, like, what the fuck? Like...
About Time. I don't usually break down, cry a lot in movies, but that broke me. I'm like, why am I? Both my eyes are crying. Usually, I'm like the right eye twinkle a little bit down the.
I'm having fun, and then out of nowhere, I'm just like, my trauma.
Evan doesn't have cries. He has single. He has single eye, and then like if it's really a movie, then
I broke down for About Time. I was like, oh, About Time is one of those movies, man. It just broke me.
You just turned to Matthew McConaughey in Interstellar.
I really do.
Oh, so good. That acting's so good.
It really is.
Interstellar.
Not a huge Interstellar fan, but
you gotta rewatch.
We gotta do.
Here we go.
We gotta do Nolan.
Evan, it's been 7 years.
Every Interstellar fan, you gotta rewatch.
When's the last time you saw it? You watched it once. You watched it once.
Once.
In 2014, Evan.
I saw it twice in IMAX.
Wait. I saw it once in theaters, and then I see bits and pieces. I never watched it from beginning to end.
Bits? You cannot give me that.
That's illegal. What? I will obtain. Through Evan's mom, I will obtain the IMAX copy, and we will get those expansion, and you will sit down, and you will be in awe.
Maybe one day, but not today.
But one day, Dunkirk.
One day, Dunkirk.
We will be. I don't care if you have to go through it drunk. We are watching Dunkirk at some point.
I'm
already flying a plane for 3 hours. I'm good.
Yes.
It's not even like.
You are.
I'm good.
Honestly, I would love to do Nolan's filmography. I still have to watch The Prestige.
Wow!
You do gotta watch it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Prestige is a masterpiece.
We will make a three-way agreement where, like, I will watch Prestige. Evan goes for Dunkirk. Carson, what's your fill?
How am I winning here?
It's a requirement that I see it. That's your win.
I will rewatch Thor Ragnarok.
No, that's not a Nolan, but all right.
What's my least favorite Nolan?
You like Insomnia?
Rises?
I like Insomnia.
I love Rises.
Ooh, I can't stand Rises.
Oh, what the hell?
You can't stand Rises?
Can't stand Rises.
What are you? What are you?
Can't stand Rises.
What's wrong with it?
I'm good. It's just so boring. I'm just not a Rises person.
What?
It's just boring. There's no depth to it.
The man is crawling out of the thing, and you're just like...
It feels like a blockbuster.
Alfred's crying on his grave.
Alfred's crying. I failed you.
Yeah, you failed. I think it's kind of meta. Nolan, you failed. You made a failure.
That was the first time I ever...
That was Nolan saying, yeah, I kind of messed up here.
That was the first time I ever experienced a projector malfunction at a theater.
What's...
like...
Oh, wow. Rising.
Anne Hathaway?
Yeah. I love her in Devil Wears Prada.
I thought you were going to say, like, the Lockdown movie.
Not in Lockdown. That movie's bad.
I think
it's not good. It's just her and...
I told my parents to watch it, and then Evan reviewed it, and I said, actually, guys, don't watch it.
It's just her and Cheetah.
They're like, what should we watch on HBO? I'm like, I had a recommendation for you last week. I'm going to have to revoke that recommendation card.
I mean, it's just her and Cheetah Eddie for yelling at each other for 2 hours.
Yeah.
I'm just like, no.
That reminds me, I need to watch Malcolm and Marie at some point.
I think it's worth a watch.
Yeah, it's worth a watch.
It's kind of died out really, really fast, and people
really fast, right?
But
how's it compared to like Marriage Story in terms of depth?
It's not even close. Marriage Story is better.
Yeah,
okay. I bought it from Criterion.
Also,
it's beautiful.
Also, a very different movie.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's all in black and white, isn't it?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, Malcolm and Marie just feels like an experimental film than an actual film.
Yes.
That reminds me. Stream Zack Snyder's Justice is Gray edition of Zack Snyder's Justice League.
Yeah. Have you guys went back and watched Justice League Snyder Cut, by the way? Have you guys went back?
I watched it a couple times when it first came out. I'm watching it as I'm editing my videos.
Okay.
And I think I am going to watch the Justice Gray edition for sure.
Nice.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go rewatch soon, just because I do want to do a second viewing. I don't know if I'll watch Gray or not. Yeah, I've rewatched a couple keys. I've gone back and watched the Flash scene a million times.
Nice.
With Junkie XL's score is so good. Of just like, and I love Barry hyping himself up. But before we go, I wanted to mention I watched the Billie Eilish documentary on Apple TV, and I was pleasantly surprised. Nathan was like, "Yeah, this is genuinely like a good time, and like you learn a lot about somebody." And like, yeah, I have a lot of respect for someone like You know, like depression sucks, and like you really feel like you get to understand the person rather than just like, oh,
She'd
like
rather cancel a show. She doesn't, but she'd rather cancel a show than give a bad performance.
right. And so there's this whole deal. It's like she doesn't feel fake. There's this whole deal of like suddenly this 13-year-old becomes like, you know, a corporate product of the label, just trying to put out all these records, and it's like affecting like how she makes her music, and the studio wants her to make a hit, and her brother doesn't want to tell her that because it will like affect how she makes the music. Just all these different factors of like the pressure, and like the fact that she has like this support system, and like she's still like living at the family, or she was living at the family home, just like going back making music in the bedroom.
And they're great too. Like,
yeah,
like really great parents and understanding.
The family honestly makes the documentary, and I love Phineas, the brother. He doesn't get enough credit. He's amazing.
They're recording all this stuff in his bedroom, like.
Yeah, and they just like have the label over to the bedroom, like, oh, this is good. And Billy's just like giving a live performance, like.
Let me just hop out of bed, literally, and just record the "No Time to Die" track.
Right, and that was hilarious. That's one of my favorite scenes in that is they have to travel, perform or put on a concert. Billy's leg is like half broken, and also the No Time to Die like draft to turn into MGM is due at like midnight, and they're sitting there,
oh my god,
trying to record the little last like verses of it so they could turn it into MGM by midnight.
And it's funny because I'm listening, I'm like, this all sounds good, but she's just like, no, it's horrible.
I know, it's fantastic. And then there's this whole joke of Phineas is like, oh, we really are millionaires. Look at all the stuff we did in it. They start laughing. Also,
it's so surreal.
As like, she like, I love the progress. She like directs all of her own stuff now. And like her first big music video, she's like, I will never let anybody direct me ever again. And then she cuts like her directing her own music videos because she's just frustrated with
that was literally me in theater class in high school. I was directed a certain way. I was like, this is wrong. No. How you're interpreting the script? No.
One of the early videos in the documentary is her doing a concept reel on her phone, having her mom sit where she wants like her to sit in the music video, and like describing like what the music video is going to look like, and then it actually becomes the thing in the music video. If you ever see like her music video with like when she bleeds like the black ink, it's like, I guess it's a Billie Eilish. I don't know.
Haven't seen it.
It's fascinating because they like hooked up like ink ducts to her eyes. Whoa. They CG'd out the ink ducts, and then like during the song she starts crying black ink, and it goes down all under her white shirt, and it's this whole deal. Anyways, cool. Fascinating look at a music artist if you're ever interested in that.
This was Apple TV, you said?
Apple TV, streaming now.
Interesting.
It's pretty long. It's about 2 hours and 15 minutes.
Wow, for a doc.
But it goes by pretty fast.
Nice.
You know, probably certainly more efficient than a movie like Cherry.
I can't give myself. I have a whole like spring break week to watch new stuff, and I'm like, I can't do Cherry.
Have you seen Wolfwalkers yet?
I haven't. No.
Everyone, because it's nominated for best animated feature, and everyone's been telling it's got like 100%.
They keep saying like, yeah, you got to watch it. So I might watch it one time. Yeah, one time for the good time.
Good time. What a movie.
That is a great movie.
But yeah, that's it for me. I just wanted to quickly mention that because it was a pretty good doc.
I'm thinking I'm going to use most of my spring break here to watch a lot of more South Korean movies like you suggested the other day.
Oh, yes.
Like Bong Joon-ho's films, like The Mother, The Host.
I got to send you this.
I didn't mention it. Invincible came out on Amazon Prime today, or I guess late last night. Invincible is a superhero graphic novel.
Yes.
Comic book is on Amazon.
Is that season 1 or is there 2 seasons?
Season 1. And I think the first 3 episodes are on Amazon Prime. And then it'll be like a weekly show.
Weekly drop.
But I heard like people are loving it, so I can't wait to watch it tonight.
I'm sending you this it's this Twitter account or this website, I guess, called like koreanscreen.com, and they just do a bunch of reviews of South Korean movies, and they do like curated list of like underrated South Korean movies you should watch.
Oh yeah, send me that list. I need it. I've been watching a lot of South Korean like crime and action movies. That's mostly with South Korean movies I watch, but I haven't really watched a good rom-com or any of their like people love their K-dramas. I might need to watch one of those eventually.
Copy link. Yeah, I'm sending that to you. His Nathan's still
Sweet.
getting his food.
Yeah, he's getting his food. But yeah, so yeah, that sounds really good. Thank you for that link. See, I'm gonna use spring break. I'm gonna use spring break to watch a lot of movies here. KoreanScreen.com. Oh, so just go through the whole Twitter account.
Just go on their website and they have
okay.
a tab on the top called like lists or something, and they'll give you different categories of either genres or just underrated or different eras like 90s, 2000s, like different stuff. So
nice. Yeah, love it.
Yeah, and I just added a bunch of them to my watch list on Letterboxd because I'm like, I gotta get to these eventually.
Yeah, it's a whole era of film that I just haven't watched as much.
All right, it's like a whole country. There's like, I've seen a ton of South Korean films now, but like,
yeah, same.
It's 20 years of my life. I'm like,
yeah, Parasite really changed the game. Like I've watched a lot of stuff before that, like The Raid 2, Parasite, Okja, a lot of Bong Joon-ho's movies. But yeah, there's some good stuff. And Man from Nowhere recently, fantastic.
Oh what a movie!
If people are still listening to this podcast, watch Man from Nowhere. Man from Nowhere is an excellent film.
It's like if John Wick had a daughter.
Yeah.
What up?
I love how your mask just blends in.
Right? Oh god, it did. All right, so I get my food from my dasher, right? And he's noticed my Godzilla shirt. He's like, "Oh, you Godzilla?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Oh, cool, I'm Kong." And I was like, "Oh, hey man, I think he's gonna win the fight."
You gotta fight.
And he's like, "Oh yeah, when is that supposed to come out?" I was like, "Wednesday." And he's like, "Are theaters open?" I was like, "Yeah, I work for one." He's like, "Oh, which one?" I tell which theater. And
nice.
He's like, "How much are tickets?" I'm like, standard on $12 or something. He was like, "All right, cool, thank you. Enjoy your food." I was like, "I just made a sale, maybe."
Wow,
you're getting the
raise
today.
So
what if you go to work?
See you Wednesday.
You pull out your Nathan badge. You're like, "Yeah, I work."
That's who I am. But what if your boss is like, Nathan, there's this guy here that is asking for you. It's so weird. He said he DoorDash for you?
He shows up on the Wednesday that I took the day off for to see it.
Oh, man.
But that just like also continues my evidence that everybody who does like Uber and stuff like that are like, theaters are open. I'm just like,
right. It's like,
you don't know.
It's a huge problem. People do not know. Like, we're in such a bubble of like being on Twitter where you can just like Variety will tweet every 5 minutes like, oh, AMC, yada yada yada.
Yeah.
But like, not everybody is in that circle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that does it for the show there,
I think
Nathan.
we got it all.
All right. Well, I stole Evan's food. Ha ha ha.
Nice.
Oh, you actually got Chick-fil-A. That's hilarious.
Yeah, lemonade on it. But yeah, super happy with a lot of the news we had, man. That was a lot of news. But yeah, had a fun time. Really enjoyed it. That being said, Carson, where can they find you?
You guys can find me evaluating Michael Fassbender's filmography on a case-to-case basis.
That was too funny.
So yeah, hopefully he gets some, pretty good movies soon. He's a great actor and he deserves better. As Evan has pointed out, his last 3 movies have not been the best. So yeah, we'll be doing that. We'll be doing some more commentaries soon while we're going to sort it out and decide what to do because we come up with new ideas every
5 seconds.
So yeah, and
I think we're locked for Jurassic Park and also maybe the Mortal Kombat's before Mortal Kombat.
Especially with that coming out in April and we haven't seen them. So
gentle.
So that'll be fun. And also, I think we're going to talk some Star Wars soon, guys.
Yes.
I think it's going to come back a little bit.
I think we're ready. Yeah.
I think we're going to, come back to our first love.
Do I pick
on your hand? What the fuck?
Do I keep it or do I throw it away?
No, you need it.
I need it. I'm literally Luke on the island lately.
Yeah. So we'll probably do like a Hyperspace relaunch soon. I'm assuming especially with Bad Batch coming
we should play
out.
the Jedi Steps as we.
Yeah.
Any Star Wars commentary we do, I will just like label that Hyperspace. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, exactly.
Of course.
Our Twitter account is Hyperspace Canada.
Yeah. So that being said, Evan, where can they find you?
Find me on Twitter at HarrisEV9. Earlier today, I finished up season 1 of Jujutsu Kaisen on Crunchyroll. All 24 episodes ended today. Very sad, but very fantastic.
Is it over?
No, it's just the first season is over. But they did announce on Twitter that Jujutsu Kaisen is having an anime movie called Volume 0, which takes place a year before the events of season 1. It centers on the second main character of the show that they haven't introduced yet. My brother reads the manga, so he knows all this kind of stuff. But I'm excited about that. Season 2 is probably going to come out late next year. Exciting stuff. Attack on Titan, final season, part 1, ends on Sunday. It's called the final season, but they're in the episode...
Yeah, what's the deal with this? I've had 3 people tell me, the last half of the season isn't guaranteed, and they're not going to adapt the... I'm like, why would they leave you hanging on the half of the season?
It's confusing, right? So, it's called Attack on Titan, the final season. They have 16 episodes. The 16th episode airs on Sunday, but as a manga reader, I know there is 22 chapters left they haven't adapted yet. There's still a lot to cover. But there is an Anime Japan Expo tomorrow. Attack on Titan has a panel, so I'm pretty sure they're going to announce what they're going to do for part 2. Some people theorize they're going to do a movie. I just think they're going to do a part 2 episode.
If the first half was 16, why not do 22 for a finale kind of deal?
Exactly. Do 12 episodes to cover
because the manga ended, so
it ends in April.
In April, so then you have a
tears. I'm gonna be so sad. But yeah, I can't wait for that. But overall, I can't wait. I have a spring break starting today, so I'm gonna be enjoying these next couple of days to get my finally get 8 hours of sleep. That's gonna be nice.
What's that like? No, but you can catch me over on Twitter, Nathan Ross 2nd, and it's the eternal Twitter handle now. But eventually, I'm going to start rolling out my Justice League reactions because it's been a week now. Damn it, that wasn't supposed to happen. But ran into a lot of computer trouble. But otherwise, that would be fun. I'm also out of nowhere writing a song, so that's fun. That's been interesting. Melodies, man, they're difficult, but trying to lock down the right thing. But yeah, it's all fun. Interesting exploration. I'm gonna get ripped apart. Meanwhile, the chat's like, he's getting the Grammy. We have such a great chat. But that being said, if you enjoyed our podcast, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe if not already. Catch you next week for another review of the Falcon Winter Soldier. That being said, hope you have a great day, and may the force be with you always.